Go! All right, everyone, make sure audio is working. Welcome back to Nerdy Playbook. Back to where we left off in Blades of Bahamut. Hopefully everybody's pretty excited for tonight. I want to kind of get right into it, so we're just going to go right into the intro.
Ominous.
All right, sorry about that, guys. For some reason, the file's not playing, so I'll have to fix that later. It's not something I can do right now.
No music for us.
So
next week.
I'll have to figure it out before tomorrow. See if that happens with the other campaign. Yeah. Last time we left off, the team themselves making their way over to Aberdeen from Carthus. They have themselves a interesting set of couple days of travel. Making their way to a town that was randomly dealing with explosions, as some of you tried to save some of the citizens, and then eventually left, making sure that you were not being spotted by the council soldiers making their way from the other side of Aberdeen itself. Decided to take the long way around. Frustrations happened, and as emotions get heated, Zarmir decides to bamf out in a split second, taking the legendary blade along with him, leaving merely a message left that just kind of a where I'm going. Threw out some things. Gaju and Dahlia had decided to talk about it while emotions got heated and a new possible relationship started to boom between Sophinia and Soma. And that's where we left off. So, we're still on the same night. We're resuming exactly where we left off. Starting off with Dahlia and Gaju. Did you make your way back fully yet?
I believe we did.
Okay.
Cool, what do we see?
You can give me a perception check to see if you can spot it. It is dark, it is crowded, and they are not directly by the cart.
Shit.
Okay, well, the new dice are blessing me. You said perception, so that's a 19.
19.
Yeah, I got a 10.
Okay. Dahlia, you
The
don't
rain's just
you just
drizzling down Gaju's abs.
you don't Damn. You just kind of take the finger down. Can't unfocus. But as your abs are being groped, you happen to notice that there is a pair that have finally made the move.
Respectfully.
Yeah, like a xylophone.
It's a good thing these don't make noise. Anyways.
Already starting off so well. I'm sorry. It was me.
But you do see at the end of it, Sophinia, I'll let you decide. How long does this action last for?
Probably a few minutes.
A few minutes. So you probably see like the last minute, probably of it.
Get it, girl.
Does Gaiju only see it? I only got a 10.
Yeah, you don't notice it.
Okay. Sorry.
Like I said, you're
We just had a
focused.
whole
You're
thing about
focused on that
Sally,
telephone
you're
abs.
missing it.
I'm not missing anything.
I feel like if Gaiju sees that, he's probably gonna stop. One, because he doesn't know what to do, and two, doesn't want to interrupt.
Can I walk into a tree?
Oh,
I mean,
God.
sure, yeah.
I just hear,
Oh,
ow!
Ah.
Yeah, there was rain in my eye or something. That was crazy. Why'd you stop?
You don't see that?
Do I see it now?
I mean, if you look in the direction, you can now give me a perception check with advantage. Or are those abs just that, like, attractive? That's like, nope, still looking at the abs.
His abs aren't that toned, y'all.
Thankfully, with advantage, 19.
19. Eventually, kind of like, whether God just actually grab your head and like position you right in the way. It's like, where? Whoa. Oh!
Damn it.
Yeah, I need to see it. At this point, you kind of see it near the end, like 10 seconds left. Whether or not they heard you or it's just coincidence, by the time you see it is by the time they stop.
I didn't know it did that.
You
Oh
see
my
her kind
God.
of put her head on his shoulder and just kind of lean up and sit by him.
What do we do? Do we back away slowly?
Just give him a minute. I want to make sure all that's done before we go barging into camp.
But could it have been anybody else?
Who else would it have been?
I don't know. Some nice guy at the tavern.
Nice guy in a tavern.
Some random stranger.
He technically was a nice guy at the tavern.
Someone that's not a war criminal.
I'm pretty sure her
You all are war criminals!
No.
But you're a nice war criminal.
No, I'm not.
Well, that's not true.
Gotcha's
But-
not in denial. Just full acceptance. This is what I am. I know what I am.
He knows he's not a great person. Let's be honest here. He's just gonna take Dahlia's arm, like, in his, like, linking it. And he's just gonna let out, like, a obnoxiously loud whistle just to, like, let them know that they're coming into camp, let them get settled.
She definitely jumps and kind of sits up and straightens herself and makes it look like she was looking around, making sure there's nobody coming in and watching and being alert.
Dahlia has the world's worst poker face right now.
Amazing.
Just have
She
your
is
jaw
not
drop.
gonna
You just
make eye contact with you. It's gonna look everywhere else but at you two.
I'm just picturing like Herman hanging out there going. There's no actual hostility, so he's not doing anything. But there's just this
Bless Herman.
spectral.
Herman sees all.
Meanwhile, I suspect my passive perception and I are sleeping through that whistle. So
Mhm.
Yeah, what is everyone else doing?
I believe everybody, for people who weren't moving, was just taking a short rest because you guys, I don't think decided to take a long rest due to the fact you would think you were going to get caught up with. I think you're just taking a short rest.
I thought we were taking a long rest.
I
Did you
think we
decide?
ended up deciding on taking a long rest.
Okay.
We
Yeah,
weren't, and then we
we were
did.
camping, and we were going to go in the morning
Okay.
because
Yeah,
we
I
did
think
decide
we
we did
went,
not want to come
like-
into the city at night.
Got it.
Yeah, we went off into the forest off of the trail, so it wasn't. We were immediately there.
Okay.
Yep.
Mm. I don't know.
What's Soma doing?
After he sees Zephynia just kind of react real quickly, he just kind of stands up and kind of matches her. Just doesn't really make it like super awkward, but it's like, okay, she doesn't want anybody to notice. I'm just gonna kind of walk in this direction and just kind of be nonchalant.
What were you saying, Gaiju?
What was Hades asleep as well?
I
Okay.
believe so.
In that case, Gaiju's gonna let them brew in their little awkward moment. And he's just gonna start getting things ready for the night. I don't know.
Okay.
Zephaniah is going to ask if Gaiju, are you okay?
I'll be fine. It's just a lot to keep track of.
We'll get there. You know we've got your back.
I know you do. And I appreciate that. For now, all we can do is take it one day at a time.
And then she's gonna awkwardly go back to looking at everything except them.
Amazing.
Okay. For the rest of Dira and Apollo, Hades' long rest, does anybody want to do anything specific?
I'll probably hunker down and take a long rest too.
All right, then, Dira, Apollo, you can hit your long rest button. You have successfully completed a long rest.
Yay.
Gaiju
And
will
we-
probably try, but I don't know if he will sleep well or not.
Fair enough. Dahlia, did you take your long rest like in the middle of your long rest, or did you decide to wait till they were done to take your long rest?
If they started their long rest like when we went to go talk in the woods, then I would say like we came back maybe like an hour later.
Yeah, I mean, you guys weren't gone too long.
Yeah, okay. So like kind of that long in.
Got it.
And I have in my notes that we made camp around midnight. So.
Okay, perfect. All right. So, Zephania and Gaji, you're gonna try to take a long rest.
Mm-hmm.
Gaji, you can choose how this will affect you if you're able to actually do your trance or not. It's up to you, unless you want to roll for it. It's completely your choice. But
What would you suggest I roll?
if you want to make it more, I guess, in tune with the game, roll a Constitution check. If you get a single digit, then you're having a hard time just, get any sleep.
Just a regular check?
Constitution. Yeah, Constitution check, yeah.
That's an 11.
I'd say you take you some time, but you're able to at least get on a trance. You probably have to kind of like turn over and try, and like maybe it's hard for you to get in position, but maybe after half an hour, an hour, you're finally able to get in your proper spot to at least focus into your trance.
Okay. Just a bit restless.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But you successfully can get in your trance. So, for Zephania, Gaiju, Dahlia, first off, I need an insight check from all three of you. Dira, Apollo, as you are taking watch, I'd like a perception check from the both of you.
Alrighty.
Okay, here we go.
What's Soma up
Press in
to?
our new dice here.
Someone's trying to sleep, but he also seems to be restless. But he is closing his eyes, and it seems like he's sleeping at this point.
Got an 11.
And
Three.
a 3. Okay.
16.
I lied. 15.
15 from Zephania, 16 from Gaiju, and what'd you get, Dahlia?
15.
Oh,
for me.
15. And what'd you get,
I
Dahlia?
got a 16.
16. That's a okay, gotcha. Between Dira and Apollo, as far as the beginning of the morning as they're getting their rest, there's no immediate danger in the area, at least for the first part of this. The sun is starting to rise, but just enough to just kind of peek over the edges. But other than hearing the change of critters and birds in the area due to the rising sun, as far as the first couple hours, nothing seems alarming. During this couple hours, is there anything you two would like to discuss?
Not that I can think of offhand. I guess while they're sitting there, I think Hades will just kind of he's like looking through a book, and he's like scribbling some stuff down, and he'll just kind of be like, so Dira, how are things going? I know it's been a hot minute, and with the time difference of years and everything, how are you doing with all that?
I don't know. It's all just. You didn't have much time to think about it, really. I guess.
It has been a lot.
A little worried about, them getting stuff together back home, and they look so old.
We have all aged.
A lot was going to be there for them when they got to this point. We still got so much to do.
Well, I mean, you are still here.
Yeah.
And we did get them back.
She kind of rattles her sword in the scabbard. Daddy sure can still work a forge, but I don't know how much longer.
Is that the sword you got from him?
Yeah, it's pretty impressive. Whoever didn't pay him for it missed out.
Well, their loss, your gain.
Indeed. True enough. But what you're reading there?
Oh, it's not so much a read as it's a journal. I'm writing some things down.
What kind of things?
Just
too private.
Nothing too exciting or important. Just things bouncing around in the old noggin.
Fair enough. You think we're going to be able to stop all this, or think any of this? All this plague business?
Well, I mean, the plague is one issue. I think we have a lot of things to tick off in boxes. But I feel with that whole Zephinia's head issue, and I thought I was going to be the only one with issues. It appears we have. It appears we're going to have more problematic things to come with the whole explosive apocalyptic-esque situation. He's going to kind of look over at Dahlia, and hopefully we can keep that from happening.
Yeah. I don't know. Any of this. It's hard to even think about that, but I guess it comes because of what we do. But you try to stop it, you can make it come more. That's what they say about those things. So, I don't know. Sometimes things better not to know.
I think it's good to know. Be prepared.
Having it pop up in his head all the time.
Yeah, he does seem to bring a wee bit of trouble with him from time to time.
Yeah. He sure didn't ask for it.
No one ever does.
Wonder what this business is with his sister. Seems surprised she left her job.
Well, I think after the whole interaction with her at the Nightshade and the two of them kind of reconnecting in a way, I think maybe as much as we learned to walk away from Averant, maybe she learned to walk away from Nelith there.
Could be. Of course, that was a long time ago for y'all, isn't it?
Yes, it was. So even more time to think about why she should walk away.
I suppose. I don't know. I don't understand any of this, but what else is new?
Fair, I don't think many of us do.
It was nice to see something simple yesterday that we could help with, and of course, as soon as we done that, we had to run out of there.
Reminds me actually of this one time we were coming into a port and it was on fire and attacked by pirates, and the three of us were able to actually chase most of them off and sink some of their ships, and just as quickly as we showed up to help, we also had to run because, well, the Navy was after us.
Well, that sounds like some excitement.
We've got a few of those.
Yeah, I was led to believe y'all were not getting involved in much. Sounds
Oh, we
like
weren't
you
involved in
managed to stay-
anything until that
But
happened.
there was a Navy after you?
Well, that's more bounties for other reasons, not the whole leaving thing. There's a whole nother... Yeah.
So that whole trying not to get involved in things don't work out too well anyway, does it?
Well, to be
They seem to
fair,
wanna
we didn't
involve
stay
themselves
involved.
in you.
Oh, I was involved for other reasons.
Yeah, well, I think if we've learned anything, it's can't run from a war that's everywhere.
Keep your head down and take your shots when you can get them.
Amen to that. I guess we just got to see where our shots are.
Inside.
Got any new books lately?
Oh, a few here and there. Nothing. Kind of just rebuilding a lost collection, I guess you could say.
Any of them fairy tales?
A few. I actually just reacquired Shriek and
Oh,
the one with
we
Mule
didn't
in
finish
that.
that one.
We didn't. I probably could be quiet enough. I could probably read the end of that before everyone wakes up.
Let's do that. I
There's
was curious
layers
how that ended.
like an onion.
You're in my forest. Get out! All right.
I hadn't heard that one. Some of the ones in your book I'd heard told by fire, but that one was new. So I'm curious how it ends. It's a little different.
That one, yes, it was written for children, but found a fan base in an older community of folks because of some of the humor.
Yeah, well, sometimes the stories meant for children remind us of things that we all need.
It's accurate. This one, probably not as much. It's just more a lot of inappropriate humor. But hey, it's needed as well.
We get plenty of that around here, but that's all right.
I blame Kaiju and Dahlia.
Oh, you would.
Very easily.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they just give you material.
Well, when you just you lob that item into the air, just very easy to make that melee strike.
Shoot your firebolt at it.
Well, I'm not going to destroy it. That's why I'm going to swing at it, because,
All right. Maybe just as well it's that good at melee. Anyway, I think we're... Oh, there was something with the mule and the wyvern?
Oh, that was an incredibly good part. Yes, let me get to that.
Right.
So Mule, crossing the bridge, stops because it's stuck for a second, turns around to see the dragon wyvern there, and suddenly the wyvern blinks its eyes in a very seductive... And that's how it continues reading.
Yep.
All right. Okay, so you guys are on the first part of your watch. With the insight checks made by the people that are taking a long rest, we're going to start off with Sophinia. Throughout your dreams, easy as they are, and not too much of a problem sleeping, you still get pulled into a very, very, very descriptive dream. You are, whether or not you are yourself or you're living through someone else's memories, you are walking through with 5, 6, maybe 7 soldiers, and you're leading a team through this tunnel. Sand beneath your feet, very restrictive tunnel made out of rock and brick. 10 feet high, maybe only 5-ish feet wide. You eventually get moved up to a door. You have no control of your body, but through a conversation that people are having with you, you assume that whoever you're looking eyes through is the commander of this group. So how do we know she's going to stay in here? The chains will keep her barred. The power of the fortress will make sure she's restrained. Once the spell is complete by the All-Father, she'll be restrained even further. As you kind of hear, like, someone's suddenly restrained. Chains dragging on the ground, but it sounds familiar to yourself, as if your wings would be dragging. But you hear someone tripping over chains, and you kind of hear kind of like like someone can't speak, but you can hear like the pain coming through something that's blocking their mouth. It's female. And eventually you just see your hand pick up a familiar sword. Stabs into this door. Turns it 3 times. And then turns it 2 times. As the door itself just evaporates there and turns into sand. You see this large interior. Looks like it's being set up almost kind of like a hoard of treasure. Like a safe vault. But you see this large, almost maybe 10-foot long brick podium. As you immediately look at the rest of the soldiers that you're with a shackled up, what looks like winged female. Put her on the podium. We only need to keep her for a little bit. The spell should be completed in a couple hours. Make it quick. She's stronger than you know. So you can see that she's trying to pull her wings, but they even have her wings barred together. Don't let her wings free. If she's able to even flap one of them, will be the end of us. They eventually just strap her down back to the actual podium. Arms down. Legs down. Wings still keeping restrained. Alright, let's go. What about all the jewels? And that's not for us. One day someone will find this, and it's up to them to decide what to do with it. We're only leaving this for later. So we're leaving her for the next person? If they understand. We should be going. The spell should be activating within minutes. We don't want to be caught in here when it does. As you and the soldiers start running out, as immediately he pulls out the sword and the sand reforms the wall. As they immediately run out, you see that you're leaving out of this large, intricate temple. As immediately you look out and you see a total of 9 beams of light all over the realm just immediately strike. You made it just in time. Colors of different. Black, silver, red, green, blue. Specifically this one, green. As it immediately strikes the temple, as you hear a screeching of like a female bird in pain inside, until it goes silent after a couple minutes. After the lights eventually dim, you look into the sky as your body and the others immediately bow. You see a gigantic dragon within the stars, eventually fading. Dahlia. Same thing, not a bad sleep at all, but you're being pulled into another vision. This one, unfamiliar to you. You have no idea what this is from, if you are who you are, or anything else. You are just, again, just like her, only able to follow what's going on, not able to manipulate it or see anything that can't be already seen. You see what looks like the soldiers that you guys recently fought in the tavern. Hooded, cloaked, living through shadows, as you see this man that's standing within the shadows summon them all. As you see several shadows go down to the floor as they pull themselves out of them, as they all bow to him. Where is he? Lost him. There was more than we expected. I told you, those aberrant soldiers are nothing. You are more than equipped to deal with them. No, you don't understand, there was others. I warned you what would happen if you failed. We need him back, and we need him now. As you can see, this person in the shadows is like twitching. Like almost like they got like a spasm that they can't control. I only have so much time left. Do you not care about what happens to your leader? Of course we care, sir. We would do anything for you. Would you lay down your life? Of course. Then why'd you leave? Because it is my life that's in the balance. And what is in there is what I require. Find them. If you must sacrifice yourselves to bring him here, then do so. Until then, I wish not to see your faces again. Go.
Does this voice sound familiar at all to me?
You can give me a history check.
I sure will. Not this dice, though. Sucks. That dice still sucks. 14.
It's familiar. Can't place it, but it is familiar. You've probably encountered this person sometime before. It's a weird sense of maybe deja vu, or maybe it's been a long time since you talked to this person. You know the voice, you know you've at least encountered this person. Whether or not you met them, you don't know, but you at least know the voice. While they are all there, you can at least see through their eyes. You can give me a perception check to see if you can see anything that's hidden in plain sight.
You said perception?
Mm-hmm.
18.
Okay. The location of this is hard to find out. There's a lot of darkness, and the few lights that are in there are just enough to cast shadow. Specifically so torches, so these creatures this one kind can summon themselves. But you assume that their way of summoning is through magic alone, not racial. You assume that whatever they're wearing as far as cloaks or maybe some kind of weapon allows them to at least move through shadows. But there's one thing that you notice, maybe off a reflection. Some of their faces seem to have like a ripple through them. Like as they move, like their muscles kind of like twitch in their face. And as you focus further, you look. Something is odd about their structure, almost fake about their faces. That's all you get. Finally, got you. Much like theirs, you're stuck in a locked memory with a familiar face. But you're not taking over this face. The face you see is of your father's, but you're going through someone else's vision. Someone pushing them. All right, come on. Keep going. I told you I can't open up the door. Stop lying. Open it now, or those will be the end of you. Then fine, kill me. What have to lose? Just open the damn door. And this will be all over. You don't know what's on the other side of there. Neither do you. Just leave it alone. This is a failed attempt. As you immediately see this clawed hand that is coming from the body you're seeing, immediately grab him by the throat and pick him up. I'm done playing games with you. Can you do it or not? As you see him choke it. I can't! You told us you could. Not me, but I know who can. drops him. Give me a perception check due to your specific training. As you're watching from this person, you just can feel their hand grabbing a dagger from behind, but he doesn't notice it. Who can do it? Let me live and I'll tell you. As he immediately grabs him by the throat and puts a dagger. Tell me or I'll kill you. And I'll find out who you love and then I'll kill them. Do this a favor. Just take care of it now. Alright, I can do it. There we go. As he kind of just pats him across the face. See? Easy. As he pulls out a blade from his back and immediately puts it into the door. As he immediately turns a different key made out of it with a blade and turns. As he's trying to, the person you are inhabiting is trying to take it in. 3 to the right, 2 to the left. Alright, and then 1 more to the right. As he turns it to the right, as immediately the whole floor starts erupting with fire, activating a trap. As he immediately runs to that corner to try to hide from it, as a bunch of them burn, as they start immediately freaking out, as he immediately draws his sword and immediately impales Zarmir. As Zarmir just immediately starts casting a spell that you are unaware of, as he immediately just disappears. As you can assume that whatever you did put him to the other side of the door. As immediately the person that you are inhabiting, no! Get the fuck back here! No! Ugh. You'll never get in here. I won't let you. That's fine. We already know enough. If we can't get you to do it, we'll get the next best thing. We know you're not the only one. We'll find him. We'll make him do it. That's the last you get of the vision. Throughout the last of the long rest, I need Apollo and Dira to give me 1 more perception check.
Ah! It was almost a natural 20 and then it rolled to a 2.
Oh no.
Oh.
21.
Okay. Dira, maybe you're taking in the sights a little much and you're not really given the full 360 focus. Apollo, near the end of the long rest, you start to hear the galloping of horses coming down from the direction you guys came. It sounds in the distance, but you have a high enough perception to know that they're maybe 300 feet away. Based off your perception check, you can assume horses and carriages.
Has it been long enough that everybody's been sleeping, or no?
Yes, it has been long enough.
All right. I'm going to tap Dira and be like, shh, and be like, listen, and like point in the direction that I hear that. And then I'm gonna quickly get up and cast Mage Hand and start dual waking people up. But I'm gonna get next to Gaiju to like kind of like tap him like lightly on the shoulder as I'm like tapping everyone else with Mage Hand. And I'm just like horses. There's horses. Carriage is coming. We need to be silenced.
And then to clarify,
Well,
the
he
rest of
does
you
that.
can hit long rest. You all can hit long rest. But yeah.
While he
You're
does
awake.
that, I'm going to go to the Anivans and make sure they stay quiet.
Okay.
Oh shit. Wrong.
Give me an animal handling check, Dira, just to make sure that you're not alarming them by trying to also calm them down.
That's a 10. All my dice hate me.
They look at you They don't immediately start freaking out, but they kind of like start making some rustling noises, but you're eventually able to kind of calm them down after like a few seconds. They kind of pull their hooves back a little bit, and they kind of start cleaning each other's horns out, but eventually they start noticing, oh, you want us to be quiet. And then they kind of immediately pull their heads apart, and then they kind of wait for a order of, are we leaving, or what are we being quiet for? But you can pretty much assume that they're waiting. Someone immediately grabs his sword, immediately runs to you. All right, we going? Or are we fighting?
Get going. Vertigo.
We're off the road.
I'm gonna ask Gaiju, because Gaiju, do you have pass without a trace?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say, like, perhaps we should be quiet.
We made sure to camp off the road. Maybe they'll pass by.
Give me a second. Can we tell how far the carriages are?
You assume at the point that you've been woken up, based off the distance, just under 300 feet. They're not within eye shot yet, though. Based off the road, it does kind of go up and down. So you assume that probably about 100 feet out, they'll finally hit to an equal level to you, and they can probably see you.
I'm gonna let Dahlia know. Dahlia, can you link our minds like you usually do?
And then
Do
she'll.
it. And I'm gonna go.
Psychic whispers to everyone, including Treya, not so much.
Oh.
To pick one more person, I'm sorry.
Okay.
I'm gonna go invisible, go up in the air for an aerial view.
Okay.
If everybody is within 30 feet of me, I will cast Pass Without Trace.
Treya's gonna immediately turn into a flying squirrel and immediately come through the tree real quickly.
Squirrels. I love it.
What can I see from the air?
Okay, give me an investigation check.
I was so close. 7.
Okay. At first glance, it looks like the carriages that were coming into the town that was erupting in fire. You do see 3 carriages, each being led by a total of 4 horses. You see some troopers on the side, but making sure that you're quick and make sure you don't do anything that's going to get yourself seen, even though you're visible. That's all you can really tell, with not even going so far as details.
I'm gonna relay that back. Oh, there's 3 carriages, 4 horses each. I can only assume there's more soldiers inside. I'll keep watch and let you know if they turn towards you.
Okay.
How big are the trees around us?
Pretty large. These are the smallest tree as far as height is about 60 feet. The highest trees are about 120, and they are pretty thick bushed.
I'm gonna go ahead and fly up to some low branches about 60 feet, and I'm going to stealth there.
Okay, stealth check. Get that plus 10.
So 24.
Okay, yeah, I mean, not a single sound made. You're able to make it up there, barely dropping a leaf.
In case someone else hasn't, I will make sure the fire is smothered.
Okay, perfect. Okay. They're
Are
getting
they headed
closer.
away?
Hmm?
Are they headed kind of away from us, or bypassing us, or straight towards camp?
No, so there's only one path and it's to you. You guys aren't on another path. You guys decide to kind of come into kind of like a cove off the path, but it's not on another path. And they are still on their way there. They're probably just about to hit that ridge where they're on even level with you. But due to your location and everybody being silent, due to the fact that with a +10, you guys would be fine. They don't see you at first glance, but they haven't come by your spot to actually physically look in your direction. They're about 100 feet away. As the people that are in the air, Zephania, Treya, and Apollo, you notice that as they're coming down, there's about maybe a group of 5, 6, 7 that are walking in front. And they're taking short swords, kind of like machetes, and they're kind of like slicing into the woods on the side, trying to see if they can find anything. And they're kind of pushing over brush and bush and trying to cut down any leaves that's kind of hiding anything that's kind of right off the beaten path. As they're kind of slicing things down, looking through. Nothing yet. All right, keep looking. Make sure no one's hiding around here. They're about 80 feet.
Do we need a distraction? I mean, they're gonna see us anyway. I can try something.
How far off the path are we?
Due to...
I mean, I would assume a decent amount.
So due to the way the brush is, you guys aren't like so far in that like you're completely hidden, but if they get a good look at you, a good look through the trees, they'll be able to see the carriage mostly along with the creatures. As far as seeing you guys, no, but seeing the carriage themselves will grab attention somewhat if they see it. But that's depends on the perception check.
Is there like rocky terrain, or is it all kind of?
It's mostly
flat?
at this current spot. It's mostly dirt and mud due to the rain. It is calmed down now, but most of this was kind of sand and a little bit of grass, and dirt. Inside the woods itself, it's mostly thin grass line. Very few rocks, if anything, maybe just pebbles and maybe small stones.
Okay. As far as like, is it all flat, I guess, is more what I'm asking, or is
Pretty
there
much.
like, okay, so there's not like hills or cliffs or...
The only hill that there was one that just came above, which was the path was inclining until they were about 100 feet away from you, and then they went flat across. As far as anything from there, as far as any cliffs or other hills or any major inclines and declines, no, nothing around.
If it comes to it, y'all stay out of sight. I'm staying with these animals.
Maybe
Ain't got-
me and
Ain't
Derek
got no
can.
reason. Ain't got no reason
Maybe-
to have a quarrel with me.
Maybe me and Derek can put on a little show. Be humble traders of pineapples. Maybe you and Soma, I'm talking to Gaiju, can maybe hide out in the forest, maybe? Wait till they pass?
We ain't got no more pineapples. But
What do we have?
Dahlia, at that point, give me a perception check.
17?
As you start talking about a plan, you look around, kind of like, as you talk about like people, you kind of like look at them. But since this is mental, you're not physically saying anything. You notice someone seems to be walking towards the trail.
Sir? No?
You say this out loud.
Yes?
He just looks back. Do we have a plan?
We're coming up with one. Come back this way.
Puts his sword
I'm
back on his
trying
back.
not to be noticed.
Were the guards in front male or female?
It's scattered. Some male, some female. You're hoping to charm them all?
No, not at all, actually. I was hoping they were dudes. Okay, never mind. My plan does not work. Disregard.
I'm just gonna risk it, and I'm gonna use Mold Earth to kind of just subtly raise some, like, ground to begin covering the, or at least blocking the view of the caravan.
If I see that the soldiers are going to turn towards my team or engage them, I want to fly 50 feet up, and as soon as I see any of that, I'm going to let out a shrill scream to pull their attention past the group.
Okay. As they start getting closer and closer,
Be able to handle him.
maybe 40 feet,
Soma, go into the woods.
Sophia and Apollo, you notice the little flying squirrel start going from tree to tree closer until she decides to make a move on her own, and she decides to jump on top of one of the caravans and tries to look inside.
What are you doing?
For a second, you hear like a response in squirrel, like you just hear like the little squeaks back, and she's like, "Oh wait, sorry, I didn't think they would notice, so I'm just gonna see what's going on." And then you just like see this little squirrel kind of like hang upside down, kind of like a bat, and then kind of like look inside. Okay, so we got like a few soldiers, and they look mean, and yeah, they don't look fun. We probably don't want to fight these guys. One carriage has about 8, and then she immediately like climbs up, and then she immediately like does like her little flight, and then she does like the little parachute wings, and then she goes to the next one. She
Really?
over.
We never would have guessed.
and then she goes to the
Thank
next
you
one.
for the reconnaissance, Threa. It's
More-
not necessary to continue.
Oh, that's all right. No problem. And okay, this one has more creepy guys. There's a couple females, but they're all creepy. All right. And then
Everybody who can stay out of sight, stay out of sight.
she flies to the next one. Okay, so this one's a little different. This one looks like it has a lot of weapons. Oh, yes.
Weapons?
Please come back.
What kind of weapons, Treya?
Wait, I'm sorry.
Real
What do you
quick, and
want?
then
Do you want me
get
to
out
come
of there.
back, or do you want me to tell you what's inside?
Both.
Both.
Take a look-sees. Get the fuck out.
Okay. All right. Well, they're shiny, like really shiny, like.
I'm gonna
Like-
start growing gray hairs.
Are they blades? Are they tubed things? What are they?
Oh, that way. Swords. Looks like what are those mallet things? They're like clubs, but a mace. Okay. And then there's like those ones that like they're good for like cutting down trees, but they're meant for like killing each other. They're, like those
Alright,
things.
the time's up. Come on, come back.
That's an act.
Come back
Oh,
before you
okay.
figure out that they like killing squirrels.
Okay. And then she immediately just like creeps off and then like starts climbing around. Then she starts climbing up a tree and start making her way back.
Everybody who can stay out of sight, stay out of sight. We're going to try and keep this under control for a change.
I'm
Alrighty.
now at this point druid crafting like leaves over the mound so that it looks like a bush in front of the caravan
All right.
and
so
not a mound of earth.
for the people that aren't flying, so not Apollo, Zephyria, and Treya, all of you give me stealth checks with your plus 10, and Gaju, give it to me with advantage because of what you're doing.
Okay.
Finally, a decent roll. Okay, 29.
29,
26.
26.
36.
All right. So, with the help of the mold earth and druid crafting some leaves and creating yourself basically an oversized ghillie suit made out of the ground, they eventually come by and they start slicing through and they look. Find anything? No. This area is really weird though. Have you seen so many freaking hills inside? What the hell are you talking about? Just keep going. Yeah, alright. Keeps going through. And then 20 feet go, 30 feet, 40 feet, and they eventually pass by.
Got my charade prepped as a humble trader, but luckily we may not need it.
As you see, all of you now see the total of 3 carts. Without soldiers inside, the ones that are walking, there's a total of 30 of them. Several in the front, several in the back, and some of them moving on the sides. Though the ones that move on the sides are mostly the ones that are cutting through the bush. Based off what Trade told you, assume that there's probably about a 60 in total. There was some self-armored. They eventually pass by, making their way fully over to back to the kingdom itself.
Making their way downtown.
And these were
Walking
Nelliger
fast.
soldiers?
Yes. So these look like the soldiers that you guys were trying to dodge out of the Midway town, wearing mostly paladin armor for most of them, and then the occasional one wearing leather that's a female wood elf.
Okay, so the same bunch. Got it.
It does look like the ones that are kind of like slashing through the brush, though, seem less armored. They're only wearing half helms. Bottom part are missing, so their mouth is exposed, and they're just wielding short swords, nothing too magical. But the ones that are actually not, that are front and back of the carriages and the ones inside, seem full-bodied paladins.
I'll keep the skies for now. And just make sure they don't double back.
Okay, give me an investigation check. Paolo, do you want to do anything while you're still in the air?
I think I'm just watching them, just keeping an eye in case anything were to happen and they kind of double back on us, like she said.
Okay, give me an investigation check as well.
22 for me.
22.
13.
13. Probably you mostly lose sight of them as they get a little bit over the ridge. Stephania, with a little bit of height that you have over Apollo, making sure that you can actually be in there and be visible, be able to get a little longer line of sight. And it looks like about 100 feet away from you, they decide to call off the search. And officially decide to get everybody back on their horses, stop wasting time, and just move on. You hear one command at the end coming from a female inside. Alright, fine. They're probably either at Aberdeen or they decide to make them all the way over to the castle itself. Either way, this is wasting our time. Let's make our way back over to the castle. Maybe we can do 2 birds, 1 stone. Then
They
you
called off
lose
the
sight of them.
search. But I don't think we're out of the woods yet. Sounds like they might be searching for us when we get to the town.
Why do
I
they
think
care?
we should lay low for a bit.
Should we spend more time here and then go into town?
I don't think
Wouldn't
time is gonna
hurt.
matter.
Well, it might look weird if we enter town only a few minutes after they do.
If
It
Soma
looks
looks
weird that
lost,
they're-
I'll relay this to him.
Looking for us. If we're not supposed to be anything remarkable, they make an issue out of it. It's on them, isn't it?
There are a lot of people with us that might be a little remarkable to them.
Yes.
Trey just stays in her squirrel form and just lands on your shoulder.
I try.
She doesn't respond in Elvish. She just looks at you and she just responds in squirrel.
Well, to you too.
I didn't know you spoke squirrel.
I'm sure I just said something very unsavory. Or
Just
possibly
insulted her mother.
nonsensical. I don't imagine it made any sense whatsoever.
Like, you just see her stand up on her back legs and she just puts her arms and just looks at you with an ugly face.
Squeak, squeak, squeak.
Gadju, is there any other way into town that you know of, or perhaps you could get in touch with your sister and she can meet us out here?
So, you would know this and the way that you guys originally were going to take are the only ways to get in there unless you want to backtrack pretty far, which would go back several
Gotcha.
days.
I mean, I'm not overly familiar with Aberdeen, as I've never been inside, but as far as I know, this is the closest way unless we want to backtrack for several days.
Ain't too keen on that, but I guess we can do it if we have to.
Is this still psychic minds? Or psychic whispers?
Mhm.
I imagine we're still talking.
That
or
or
we'll be
a
talking
really
'cause not
quiet
everybody is.
whisper.
Okay.
I'm still up in the air, so I'm gonna psychic whisper back. By the way, Gaju, the weird sword you have. I had a dream about it. I know it showed us visions before, so I don't know if aware. But the sword opened it.
Aware of its abilities.
So the temple's been opened? Already?
Yes and no. They left somebody chained with wings in the temple. DM, did I recognize that person at all?
History check, please.
Okay. Three.
You do not.
No
Guys
idea
do
who it
not love
was,
us
but
tonight.
they left her there. There were a lot of lights. I think 9 in total. Striking down and a dragon in the sky. That's all I really saw.
That sounds like. I mean, there's none of them blades, right? And the dragon?
Supposedly. Could be
Me?
Bahamut.
He's a dragon, right?
I mean, could we have noticed this, like, in the sky last night? Or...
Maybe
With-
it didn't happen last night. Most of this stuff don't happen at the time we see it.
It would definitely have been hard to miss.
Where is this place supposed to be?
I don't know.
Somewhere on Malazir.
No. Narrows it down
Did
to
anybody
like-
else have dreams?
Maybe?
I'm kind of landing down as you say that.
Okay.
Dreams that are relevant to our current situation.
Freya just jumps off of Tira's shoulder and just like goes on Dahlia's shoulder and just kind of like looks at you with a curious face.
Oh, don't give me that look. It's kind of cute, but don't do Okay, alright. My dream was luckily not fire and brimstone for once. It's really nice. But the hooded soldiers, people from the tavern, it was like something with them. They're having some weird cult thing going on. Doesn't surprise me, but it was this guy, and I couldn't figure out who it was, but their voice was kind of familiar, but it's been a long time. That's as much as I know. But asking where is he, I'm assuming that's Zarmir. But they were weird. All the like shadowy people were like something about them was off, fake, even, and it honestly, on the scale of dreams, this one was not pretty bad. Like no one died, so I consider that a win. But they're supposed to be finding him, and probably us, and so we might have actually another group after us.
How
I
many
think that
does
was
that
really
make?
Too many.
Nothing.
Guess we just assume everybody's after us at all times, eh?
Well, they don't know where we are, so hopefully that gives us a little plus.
It's too late to just build a cabin in the woods and stay here.
It is kind of nice actually out here.
Yeah, it is. It's a little warm, but the trees make it a little better. A little muggy though.
So yeah, that was my dream. Did anyone else have crazy dreams? Or is it just us?
Just a brief one about my father.
I guess that ain't
Past,
too much of a surprise.
present, future?
Not at all. Could be present, could be past.
Does anybody just have dreams anymore?
Right.
God, I wish.
Hades raising his hand.
All these premonitions and fates and half truths, half sights.
I mean, there was this one where the forge in my back of my parents' house turned into a bakery, but I don't think that means nothing.
Bakeries are cool.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind one right now, but I don't think that's real relevant. Which, might be a nice change of pace.
I love the fact that, like, utter silence for Soma. As we talk about bakeries.
Someone's just trying
What's
to mind
this
his
guy
own
up to?
business. He's just trying to mind his
Okay.
own business.
Just sitting on a rock,
He's
sharpening
just leaning up
something.
against a tree and he's just writing down into one of his books.
I'm
Dear
still
diary, I just
up in
made
there.
out with a girl.
Your diary. OMG.
I say,
Is
And
the
it was
video
3
full of
minutes
trees?
long. That is 2.5 minutes longer than my longest time ever.
Second base.
so I say out loud but quietly, so I guess we're staying here for a bit and then figuring it out. Kind of for someone's benefit.
Wouldn't hurt. Worst case, we can better pack up our things, prepare for the day. Maybe send a few people ahead of the group to see what we're looking at for the entrance.
I
enough.
can contact Metakana and see if she can meet us here.
I think we should leave spells out of it for now. With the magical wiretapping going on, I don't know if I trust sending right now.
You have any idea what she might be?
The Demi-Plane Inn.
How far are we from the town?
Not far. You can actually see it from where you are.
How far of a fly would it be?
Flight-wise, maybe a minute.
Is there like tall walls or anything?
Yeah.
How tall?
100 feet. Not too high.
I could fly over and
Take a walk.
see if I can find her. I mean, I'm probably not the greatest to go inside, but I'm invisible for now.
I
Don't
also had
worry.
the same thought, minus the invisibility.
She would recognize both of you, right?
I
Yeah.
mean, not if she can't see me.
Well,
Also, she would not recognize what Sophia looks like currently.
Yeah.
I did have one further part of my plan that yours did not. Guide can turn into very small things.
Now Trey just moves out of your shoulder and just gives you the huff puff.
Freya,
Don't be offended.
Metakana does not know what you look like as a person. Gaiju, she does.
And you ain't her brother.
Are you suggesting then that I go get her and bring her outside of the wall?
Well, I'm suggesting that perhaps you get very small
Something
and sit in my
somebody-
pocket and fly over and we go in.
That sounds like something that's right up Gotcha's alley.
you three could go, and the rest of us can sit back and keep watch of the wagon, I guess. Bring her back here.
It might be better to bring her back here.
Seems like the best idea.
Especially if they're looking for us.
I'm up for whoever wishes to drop us into the city. Perhaps Treya can tag along. Doesn't help to have another small friend around.
Yours perk up.
Well, psychic whispers last for a bit, so as long as you stay within the mile range, we should be able to keep contact for, hold please, 3 hours.
Something at least.
Takes longer than that, you'll be in trouble anyway.
We've got other options. Our resourceful few.
Worst case scenario, burn the city down.
Let's not do that.
Well, it's Plan Z. No offense, Ophinia.
None taken.
Alright. Hades, do you want to fly us in, or would it be better if we flew in with Sophinia under the guise of invisibility?
Wait, are we talking about a crazy Ivan here? Or...
What's an Ivan?
You remember that time where we went to the city and we attacked it, but then Gaiju turned us both into things that were small, and then...
Was that the time I was a raccoon?
Yes.
Going for polymorph.
That was pretty fun. Okay.
It was funny because you did have dark rings for like 4 days.
Okay, that part wasn't
All right.
fun. We don't need to bring that up.
How about
That's
Zephinia
different.
being invisible takes them, and you stay here and tell us that story?
Fine by me, whichever.
You don't want to hear that story. It was very anticlimactic. Also, guys, I heard that. I'm watching you.
You could say Asian trash panda.
I was a good trash panda. What the fuck is a panda? Get out of here! This bell is burning!
You guys ready?
Trey immediately
The
just
sooner you
jumps on
get
your
going,
back.
soon you've got her back here, and we'll all feel better.
Let's see, what do I want to turn into?
Let me do something first so that way you can concentrate.
Raccoon.
Huh?
No one ever suspects the raccoon.
So if you're going to turn me into something, or turn me into something first, then wild shape so you can concentrate.
Oh. I actually don't have polymorph prepared.
Ruh-roh.
Then we're going in full combat maneuver. Here we go.
Going in commando.
sorry, I got plans. Don't worry. I'll sneak by.
Okay.
We are jumping to option X.
Email.
We're going close to
Well,
Pan
the
Z.
invisible Asamara is going, but, okay.
Well, who's going? Because I thought you were gonna stay behind to tell the story.
Yeah, so I thought Treya and Sophinia were going.
Oh, I mean, that's fine too. I
I think
thought,
it was implied I would tell the story. I don't know.
I thought Dolly was
not telling
taking.
the story.
I mean,
I'm
I
not
was
following.
directing it to
Yeah.
both of you, but yeah, the suggestion was the invisible person do the flying.
And I can
Yeah,
carry
I
either
just don't have-
Treya
But if you're
or
eager,
Freya
you know,
and Gaiju.
He could
No,
be a
I'm going in.
distraction.
If
This is
you're eager
happening.
and if you say you have a plan, Dira will believe you. So
Yeah, I'm literally fine with whatever. So
So Dira, Dahlia,
Stay
and
here.
Soma get to stay behind.
Okay.
And everyone else
goody.
goes?
So I
Right.
get to sit in between you
Before-
and keep you from.
Before Sophinia takes off, someone's gonna kind of pull her to her side, and she's just gonna be like, "Be safe. I will wait for your return." He kind of just gives you a kiss on the cheek.
He can't see her.
Oh, you already turned
She's still
invisible?
invisible.
Oh, I didn't know you didn't.
Yeah, I
Okay.
never went
Reverted
back,
back.
visible.
Okay.
So she was planning on doing something similar. She's just gonna kind of go behind him and just whisper, "Don't let Dahlia get under your skin," and give him a kiss on the cheek, and then fly away.
God, I hope that was Sophinia.
Just wink at him.
Oh.
Can we see this?
Is he alright?
Oh my god.
All right. So Zephania, Treya, and who else is going?
I think Gaiju.
Yeah,
And
I'm
you-
just trying to figure out what I'm wild shaping into.
And Treya's staying as the flying squirrel. That way, in
Makes
case if she
sense.
decides to fall, she can just parachute all the way down.
Hey, Bullwinkle, what are all those guards doing?
I don't know.
Because flying squirrels are one of the best druid shapes in all of D&D. They can do so much. They're just terrible for combat.
I can survive terminal velocity. I will just turn into a tiny little brown and black mouse.
Okay.
They put you in a pocket.
And they're both considered tiny creatures, so this isn't going to hinder you in by any means.
Okay.
So, okay, you take off and start heading your way over there, going invisible. Since you're there within the pocket, they technically will turn invisible as well. Okay. So, as you start flying, heading your way over there, and it's not far, you immediately start heading over the wall. The wall itself is not like a full military wall. This just looks like it's just making sure that people don't just sneak in. The guards on the post themselves, not too dissimilar from Karthus. Not fully armored, but just enough to at least protect in case if someone has a bounty or anything like that, they can stop them or at least, tell somebody about them. Inside itself is much larger and grander than Karthus itself. This still at least matches Karthus as far as like the whole scene and the structures, but it is like 3 times the size, and it seems like this place kind of flows with magic. As you even see, like in here, there seems like the central building for this place seems like it's actually a arcane academy, and it actually is like almost the size of a castle by itself. But it almost looks like, based off that this is almost like a kind of like a large, town for like college kids and stuff like that, where it's like there's like all these businesses that they can go to, and but you just see all the taverns, as far as taverns and inns, and as if trying to find the one you're looking for. You can give me you, Treya, and Gaju can give me an investigation check or perception check to see if you can find out where the one you're looking for is.
E20.
I'm confused. How is Hades getting in?
Hades is not in.
Oh, okay.
He's staying, I think.
Didn't I say Zephania,
That's fine.
Gaju, and Treya?
I'm just getting.
That's fine. I'll stay back. That's fine.
Okay. That was apparently a natural 20.
Okay. So wait,
I can take a picture if
is
you want.
Apollo? That's okay. Is Apollo going or not? I thought the idea was supposed to be just because of the camouflage that he wasn't going.
He was gonna go, but it's fine. He doesn't have to.
Okay. Maybe we can wreck on it.
Tag along if you want.
Yeah. You just won't be invisible like them, unless you got an invisibility spell.
No, I had other plans, but that's okay. It's fine. It's fine.
All right. Okay, so with the natural 20, Gaju, you're able to spot the area that you're looking for. And this area isn't too far from the Arcane Academy itself. Maybe a couple businesses away. And this building itself is actually kind of stands out. It is large, it's grandiose. It's not like too gaudy, but it almost kind of looks like a club during daytime. It has like a lot of kind of like arcane lights that are kind of coming off the roof. And there's actually like a line leading into it.
Okay.
Compared to Karthus, the soldier presence in here is actually a lot more minuscule. You do still see Nelvatherian soldiers around, especially the ones that just passed by you. But it looks like they're making their way over far south, whether it's specifically to cross through and eventually head back to the castle. The only other thing that you notice that they might be going to is it looks like there's a barracks far south of the town.
Okay.
but they're not that far yet. But they are. The town itself is quite large. It is almost the size of the ground floor of New Everett. So if you land on one side and land on the other, there's no way you guys would be able to see each other.
Gotcha. In that case, I will, through psychic whispers, Zephynia, that building over there, the big one.
I'll start heading down there. Okay, sit. Thank you.
Okay. You do see many alleyways and spots where you could land if you want to, other than just appearing out of nowhere if you chose. The alleyways are very narrow, so landing would require you to make an acrobatics check to make sure that you can land correctly without falling, because you'd have to kind of fold in your wings to try to get into the alleyways.
Okay, let's try it. And I'm gonna stay invisible this entire time.
Okay.
Acrobatics. 9.
9. Does your invisibility require concentration?
I don't think so, but let me double check, because it's the cloak of invisibility. Draw a weapon. If you draw a weapon or cast a spell that requires movement, the effect ends. It doesn't say anything about.
Okay.
It just says at will.
So, like, you start trying to fly really, really close to the roofs, and then you fold in your wings, but as soon as you do, you just, like, bend a certain way, and then you just kind of, like, fall down. You land on your legs, but in both the tiny creatures of Gaju and Treya just kind of fall out. No one takes damage, but it is not the most glorious landing in the world. But any you can walk away from, you know. But you're in an alleyway, and you are within 30 feet of the business that you were looking for.
Do you guys want me to go in or wait outside for you?
Do you think you would be able to navigate in there?
Depending
Or
on
are we
how
gonna have
crowded
an
it
issue?
is.
Like I said, there is a line getting inside. Take that into account.
Call me if you need me.
Otherwise, if you can at least get us through the door, I mean, you being invisible will make it a lot easier to sneak past while someone else is walking in.
Are there any windows or other areas I could fit through?
They are small windows. No way can fit through them. The creatures can. You can't.
I will go ahead and fly you guys up to a window and then just let you know. Meet me here. Let me know when you're coming out. Meet me here, and I'll get you back out.
Trey just goes squeak, squeak, and immediately just merely goes through.
I'll pop out and follow after her into the building.
Okay. All right. We're going to pause here and switch back over to the other group. So back over at camp. What would you all like to do?
So Hades is here at camp.
Correct.
Well, Tara's gonna kind of build the fire back up a little bit small, just a small fire, just enough to warm up something for breakfast. It's not just plain rations, just for something to do. And kind of keep an eye on people in case they start getting snippy at each other.
Who, me? Of course not.
Never.
I do cast a couple suspicious glances at Soma. Mildly suspicious, not crazy.
Okay.
But what's Hades doing?
He is.
Getting faces to Soma.
No, he's. I think he's probably just collecting wood for Dira right now.
Oh, do you want some help? I can come help you.
Either way, it doesn't really much matter. I think I'm weak, but I think I can handle a few pieces of wood.
Oh, I need to do some strength training. Let's go. As we get out into the woods, Oh my gosh, you'll never guess what I saw. Gajira and I saw Soma and Sophia kissing last night.
Well, I mean, I guess that escalated quicker than I thought it would.
Am I the only one that, like, I am so happy for her, but I was really hoping we could, like, find a nice guy at the tavern somewhere, or, like,
No, don't
biased,
have we
I know.
ever found a nice guy at a tavern?
Well, there was one time
Well,
in that one town, like 5 or 6 years ago. He like, bought all of his drinks. So I was like, I'm sorry, I'm taken, but like,
wasn't he charmed or something?
Okay, anyway, back to the point at hand. I just...
Look, here's the deal. Let's be happy for her. She seems happy. It seems like that's what she wants, right?
I am so happy for her, 100%.
You sound like it.
I just don't feel like... I just feel like something's off. Call it womanly intuition. Or my natural foresight gift. Or both.
I will say, percentage-wise, you are more times accurate than not.
Thank you. I feel really validated right now. But, I mean, I'm not gonna say anything. I'm not gonna do anything crazy. Like,
Hard to believe.
I just want to talk about it with.
Oh, I mean, we can talk. That's fine. Spill the, as you say, hot tea.
Scalding hot tea. There was like tongues, I think.
How close did you get?
I'm not weird, okay? We were just walking back from the woods, and it was just first base hit. Going.
Wait, what were you guys doing in the woods?
We were talking.
Mm-hmm.
Come on now. Probably would have told you if it was something more, but it wasn't, so calm down. So, no. Besides the point, back to this.
Yeah, sorry, yes.
I just want to make sure he's not using her, because it's so obvious that she has a crush, and that's super cute, don't get me wrong. And I just want to make sure it's good intentions. It just, you said so yourself, it was so fast.
Well, all that we can do is keep watchful eyes and open minds open to the situation.
Yes.
And let her make her mistakes and be there for her if the inevitable downfall happens.
So you
and to keep him... I do not know, but if I'm trying to go off the assumption that you are correct and that he is up to something, then we will be there for her to help lift her back up and to put him down.
We'll squash him like a bug.
We'll roast him like a marshmallow.
No one hurts our Z.
Not in the slightest.
Fist bump. But, not to change the subject or anything crazy, but you promised me you'd talk about it.
And break, because I have to go put my daughter to bed really quick, so hang on 1 second. Oh no! Fade to other party.
To be continued in 10 minutes.
We will take a break then, and we'll be right back in 10 minutes.
Alrighty.
Oh.
Go ahead.
We're back. Alright. So, continue off your conversation.
So he will, he kind of stops for a second as he's like, kind of turned away and he's like bending over to pick up a piece of wood. And he's like, oh, yes, that conversation. Yeah, I was having a rough night, you could say, and thoughts were intrusive enough to break through.
Did something happen?
Nothing in
Your
particular.
thoughts or someone else's thoughts?
My thoughts. Nothing's happened. It's thoughts I've been having of late, is all.
Well, do you want to talk about them?
Well, I mean, as you know, Hades have been around for an extensive period of time. Much longer than I've been around. And Apollo has slowly started showing himself again, which is a good thing. But between the Shadowfell and I don't think I told you all that I met a nice girl at the library and we had a moment, but the moment not quite as such, but there was actually a very hilarious moment between the point, I guess, of looking at it in hindsight. Apollo asserted his control for a period, and then I asserted my control, and then it went back rather quickly. And she was very confused. I was very confused. But we ended up leaving before anything really happened. I guess that it's just been a realization that at some point I could potentially go back to that dark space in the head that I live in, and Apollo would take over, and then I would not be here like I am now.
Have you discussed this with Apollo?
Not really, but I'm sure he knows. He sees as I would have seen, and I just, small part of me doesn't want to go, and I don't know how to rectify that. Just feel it's not fair that I don't get a life also.
Well, I mean, if you haven't talked to Apollo about this, maybe you should. Maybe you two can come to an agreement of some sort, or maybe figure something out, or get his opinion.
The funny thing, and the fact of the matter that I even exist, is remarkable / in a way a joke. It wouldn't be fair to him to ruin his life. He has dreams and aspirations that I don't share. Things would be incredibly complicated.
Well, I certainly love both of you, and I don't want you to have that confliction. Maybe I could do some research and figure out if there's maybe a spell somewhere out there that can...
I have considered it. I have a few thoughts on the matter, but nothing concrete currently.
Well, I feel first step is have that conversation with him, as hard as it may be. So I certainly don't want you feeling that way, and hells, I haven't really gotten the chance to talk to Apollo quite a bit myself, so I'm not sure where his mindset is currently either.
Well, he has been more open lately and talkative. I can assure you that. But he does seem slightly reserved still. Whether it's from this train of thoughts or from who knows what. But obviously neither here nor there at this point. I'll figure it out eventually.
It's certainly something I will look into for you. You both deserve a life. You're both very valued friends of mine. And you're like family now. Who else am I gonna gossip with? So,
I appreciate that.
we'll figure this out. She'll put a hand on his shoulder.
He kind of just does that awkward half smile, just kind of like. And we should probably get back to Dira before Soma does something nefarious to her.
Super nefarious.
So nefarious.
Are you sure you're alright?
Yeah, I'm alright.
I can't really... It's hard for me to understand, but I'm not going to pretend to understand, but I am here to listen if you need to talk about it.
I appreciate
Either
that.
of you. Do you need help carrying that big stack, or do you got it?
I'm alright. I can handle my own wood, thank you.
Alright, then. Well, when you say it like that...
Like what? Oh, for the gut. Get your mind out of the gutter, woman.
Don't act like that was me! You planted that!
I believe the only one around here that plants anything is Gaiju, but that's a whole other thing.
Oh...
Just start walking back towards camp.
5 more logs onto his load when he picks it up.
Joke's on you, I've been doing push-ups every morning.
Oh, really? What's your max?
2.5.
At least a solid 13.
But in turn, she's like, fuck, that's more than me.
And he just mumbles for the day.
Alright, not all at once. 1! Alright, great. 10 minutes later. 1! Alright, great.
One
Had to serve a
push-up.
break.
2 push up.
Making our way back to camp.
Walking fast. Watching Soma.
God, my fucking
What's
head.
he doing? Do-do-do-do-do-do.
Someone's doing the same thing. He is minding his own fucking business. He is just in his book.
For now.
He is just chilling. He is just.
Just like he seems to be asleep, right?
He's not trying to be asleep right now. He's just laying up against a tree. He's just fucking.
I was actually commenting that while they're off, Dira's going, well, I think we might actually have the makings of pancakes here. You ever had pocket pancakes, Soma?
Just kind of looks at you. The fuck are pocket pancakes?
They're pancakes that you keep in your pocket.
That
I
sounds.
don't know. It sounds silly when I
gross.
say it like that. It's just something that come up when we were making breakfast one day and somebody needed cheering up.
Oh, yeah. No. If you ever make pancakes, I'll just eat them. I have no reason to put them in my pockets. I mean, you do you.
You can kind of make pockets out of them too, and put fillings in.
Oh.
I think that kind of happened later, though. That it started out just being pancakes in the pocket.
I don't know.
It
Call me
sounds really
old fashioned,
like that.
but I just like pancakes just the way they are.
Oh, well, you're in luck because I think we got everything here. There'll be a little bland. We ain't got all the seasonings we usually use, but they'll be all right.
All right. Kind of comes over.
You had any jokes like that with folks?
I don't really do jokes too much.
Huh? You're missing out. Stay with this bunch. You'll have all you can handle. I guarantee it. I don't know what they're talking about half the time.
Just kind of like looks back. Sometimes I
What
just
you writing
feel like,
about in that book of yours?
just kind of shows it to you, and just messages I'm trying to leave for.
Oh, for your brother?
Yeah. Not
Yeah.
turning out to be anything.
You worried about him?
Wouldn't you be if you're... I don't know, do you have siblings?
I have a brother. I ain't seen him in... Boy, it'd been 2 years before weird stuff happened with time. He, went off to study magic. Mama hears from him via that sending spell sometimes. He ain't never contacted me. I don't know.
Where did he go to
Got
study
myself-
magic?
Not quite sure. It was while I was... Well, I got taken away. It's a long story. I got taken away. When I come back, everything was different. But I don't know. He was always a little different. He had his books, and other kids in the town didn't know what to make of him. Got him beat up a lot. That's what got me in trouble. But yeah, the others checked on him while we were wherever we were for 10 years, or poofing through time, or however the hell that worked. But apparently he's doing fine. He checks in with Mom and Daddy sometimes, but I ain't
That's
seen
good.
him. Oh, I hadn't thought about that. He'd be 5 years older than me now. He used to be 5 years younger. That's weird.
That'd be kind of a trip.
I don't know.
Maybe he's even better at magic than you.
Yeah, well, I'm sure he is. He was always better at that kind of thing anyway. I got stuff I can do because it just comes to me. He's got all his books. Left some of them behind at the house, and Apollo stayed in his room and looked at him the time that we visited.
I was gonna
I'm
say,
sure he's
he
got plenty more where he is now.
probably would make friends with Apollo. Yeah.
Yeah. Reminds me of him sometimes. I don't know. I don't imagine he needs so much taken care of now. That's funny to think of.
He went from being the big sister to now technically the little sister.
Yeah, I don't know how I'd make out with that. That'd be pretty weird. You and yours, you were all kind of born at the same time, right?
I'm the youngest.
Oh,
I was Aegis is the oldest. Jennifer a year later, and I was born about 4 years later after that.
it's kind of funny that they're same gap between you, and you're trying to take
Similar.
care of him.
Yeah, we didn't really have the sibling relationship that I've seen everybody else have. We were born, we were trained, taught. We didn't really get to have a life of
You
fun.
get to be kids.
No, so we didn't really get to have the sibling relationship. We were basically trained to have a sibling rivalry more than anything else.
Yeah, well, that ain't no good.
Well, they had us train against others, and it didn't really pull out some fruit. They eventually found that to be more prudent for us just to fight amongst ourselves. And
You got a funny idea, prudent, but I think we knew that already.
yeah, we didn't have parents, and the people that raised us was aberrant, and all they really wanted was to make sure that we could be used for what they wanted us to be used for, which is weapons. And that's what we became, and that's why it's the only thing we really know. Other than that, they let us each learn a specific skill. I learned drawing. Aegis had a way with animals.
Oh,
And Geneva actually took on, well, she was better with social cues than us, and she was able to actually make friends outside of our standard group. than us. I think it's why she actually stuck with the army. She was more aligned with them than anything else. But yeah, they didn't want to make us too much of social pariahs. But we lived mostly a life of being poked and prodded, and he starts kind of
Well, they should have
itching,
thought
kind of like a
about
phantom
that.
thing on his arm a little bit. And it's nothing
Well-
I'd wish on anyone.
Well, you got your own life now. So
Yeah.
make sure you do something with it besides just fighting. You got your time. Use it. And she takes a pancake and sort of folds it into a pocket and puts some berries in it and hands it to him.
The fuck?
Pocket pancakes! Welcome
like-
to Orion.
He, looks really sticky. Alright.
Now
Alright.
wash your hands after.
Okay.
They
And he
make
could, like,
they make you eat real neat too. You never did get to be a kid. It's your time now.
he looks like a guy who actually like has like a phobia for cleanliness, and he just kind of goes for it. It's like, all right, he kind of immediately sets it down on something. Thanks.
See,
And he, like, puts it-
it didn't bite you.
Sorry, we're even pancakes are kind of an oddity for me. It's not like I haven't had them, but even that is kind of rare. But it's kind of like almost someone who's not used to like the New York style of pizza, that's kind of offended by like folding pizza. Like he seems to really like disgusted by the folding of the pancakes. It's like, but you know, when in Elith here, and then he just kind of goes for it.
All right. Well, I can't imagine. I mean, there was, I don't know, kids in the town weren't always the friendliest. Certainly not to Aiden, but we had each other. We had Mama and Daddy. I can't imagine not having that. Your life is yours now. Think about what you want to make it.
It is, but on the other side of it is I have a skill set that most people don't have, and it's also feels like a waste if I didn't use it to defend people, I guess. I don't know. I mean,
I understand that, but you
I'm
gotta have
trying.
something left for you too. So what do you draw? She goes back to
mostly
concentrating on
what I
pancakes.
see is he shows you his current piece, and he's currently doing like himself looking down the hill. He's doing like a landscape of like the hill downwards and looking over at the sunrise.
Oh wow, that's impressive. I can't do that. That's for sure.
I'm sure you got your skill sets. Aren't you a smithy?
Yeah.
Well, you can do something I can't. I can't smith for shit.
Yeah. Well, I grew up with it. I've been doing it since they could trust me close to a fire. It's, I don't know, there's something about it. It's almost like the metal's alive for a little while there.
Therapeutic.
You'll find things. That's a good start.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope I can just get what I need done so I can get to what I want to get to going in my life. And just bypass this. As he kind of goes, looks back at his journal, and he no longer like hides it. He's like letting you kind of see the journal, but he's not putting it like right in front of your face. And if he fucking responds, I can just move on with this.
What do I see? Like what it says? Just
You can
idea of
see
what
that like it's almost like the book is kind of like a text message. Like he's sending something, like he writes down a sentence, and it should get like a sentence written back in ink, almost like a two-way typewriter.
and there's no response.
There's no response. So then he goes 2 spaces later and he starts another one, and then he leaves a space and he goes 2 spaces later and he goes, and it looks like the last one he did. He specifically says, "I'm in Aberdeen. We need to talk. Can you just talk to me? And it's blank.
Where'd you see him last?
Last time I saw him was honestly Sagaria. That was quite a while ago. And it was honestly one of the last major times I decided to stay with Averant until my allegiance were officially fully shaken. Much like what he did over in the Floating Isle, he attacked Sagaria, and I was there to defend, and I don't know what it was, but something about it made me open up my eyes. But after that, even though he knew that I had left the Order, he only responded via message after there, and that was several years ago. I haven't heard back from him since, but I'm able to at least track him. I know he's in here in Nelithir, and he's not far. We've always been able to, the three of us, know when each other's close, but it's always difficult to really get within a specific area until we actually are within a town of each other. So I know he's not in Aberdeen, but he's at least somewhere in central Nelithir. I know that for sure.
What do you think he's doing here?
No good. As far as I'm concerned. No good at all. But
You think he got mixed up in something over his head, or?
whether or not he's got something mixed up or he's intentionally mixing other people up, he's got a way of influence about him. Trust me, I know. People like to follow him. And I hope he's not taking
That's a little
advantage of
worrisome.
others. His big brother persona really extends even further than kin. I've seen many people follow him that's only known him for a week, all the way into the fires of hell if need be.
What do you think he's after here?
One could only guess. If he's officially aligned himself with Nelithir, then whatever they want. If he's aligned himself with a smaller group than Nelithir, then his direction could be more specific. Give me a persuasion check. See if he feels comfortable around you to at least explain.
Ah! 3 for a 6.
It's complicated. It'd be too much to talk about, and I wouldn't feel right telling you his business. But let's just say that the three of us have a physical abnormality, a condition that we have, and his is a lot more aggressive than ours. And he's, the past several years, especially when we left Averant, he's been tirelessly trying to find a cure. I hope he's not trying to get people involved to sacrifice their lives just to prolong his further.
Well, that don't sound good at all. Well, that definitely sounds like something we would also want to stop. So, whether you're want to be real specific right now or not,
It's just not my place to say.
seems fair enough that we're headed the same direction. You might find out soon enough.
Maybe. He starts
enough.
chewing on the pancake. Not bad. Just really sticky, but not bad.
Xavinia makes them better than I do, but
Oh,
we've all had our practice now.
another quality I fancy of her.
Oh yeah? Yeah, we're pretty fond of her. I think she's kind of
See why?
had that same thing of didn't have much of a childhood, so imagine you'd have a lot to talk about there.
Whether similarities or not, I've grown fond of her. And hope she does of me. But kind of puts a little bit of water on his hands to kind of clean him off a little bit. It's good talking to you. I think I'm going to go train a little bit. If you want to join me, you can. But I need to stay mobile.
I'll wait for those to get back. We got somebody to keep an eye on. I don't want to leave the fire unattended.
Okay. Well, I'll be over here as he pulls out his sword and he
Alright.
starts kind of going into the woods and he kind of starts spinning his blade and kind of like balancing it and doing different stances and trying to keep himself nimble. He looks like he just has a very, the standard like ADHD where he just can't stay still for too long and, has to be mobile. So his best way is to either draw or move around quite a lot. And this is his answer currently. Back to the town. So, Gaju and Treya, the little tiny creature forms, fall in. You find yourself into what looks like a very, very tiny kitchen. Currently, no one's in it and no lights are on. There's a couple torches that are lit over in a kind of little torch lights, but they look like they're just enough so it allows someone who opens up the door can see within the room, but not enough to illuminate it all. And this kitchen isn't big. It's not meant for a full restaurant. This looks like it's more kind of just like a standard waitstaff kitchen. Enough to heat up a couple pans of food. Nothing more than just a basic household kitchen. But no one's in it currently. And you see a door on. It's an L shape, so there's a door on each side. So there's a door on each side of the L. And they're both closed at this point. And you hear commotion on both sides, but you did hear the commotion from outside. That is a very loud place.
Okay. Since we're psychically linked, I'll kind of reach out to Treya. Let's get out of the kitchen. Try to get to the tavern itself.
Okay. She immediately just like dive bombs off and just kind of floats halfway down. Lands on the ground and immediately runs to it.
I'm kind of like parkouring along
the. She's like, okay, question. I'm assuming we want to be quiet. How are we going to open up the door?
I mean, I can fit under the door, but
Okay. I mean, I guess I can try to get a little smaller. I'm not used to being that tiny, but she's trying to like squeeze. Oh god. All right, I can try. Maybe you first. You first. Okay. Well, you don't have to be a show off. And she tries to like get through.
Showing off is what I'm best at.
She gets like kind of stuck the weight, and then she immediately just.
I
kinda
imagine
pops
the
out.
others are just hearing this like.
Dolly makes a face
What
like,
are they
I know that's
doing?
right.
She immediately like flings out like slingshots and immediately runs into you as you kind of like slam into like a small wall, but make no ruckus. Sorry.
Watch it.
Sorry.
You're on my tail.
Ow. Sorry. I'm not used to being a creature with other people. This is weird. She kind of creeps up like this little countertop and she'll immediately look so. Oh my god, there's a lot of people in here. They could get stepped on so many times. You sure you want to do this?
That sounds like a you problem. I'm fine. I just need to find my sister.
Alright, well, I'll tell you what. Me and my problems are going to stay over here. You go find your sister, and I will watch you from over here.
I love this. Alright. Don't get stepped on. Worst case, go for Zephynia and get the fuck out.
Okay. Alright, yeah, sure, okay. Fair enough. And then she's just kind of like sitting on top of a countertop that like is barely being used. It looks like it's like a second bar in case somebody wants to. Instead of it being like a long bar, At the round, there's several smaller bars that are kind of like a covering certain areas of the wall. And this one's not being used, so she's just kind of like creeping up on it. She's like half hanging. She's just kind of like poking her head up here or there and kind of like looking.
Fair. Once I make sure that she seems to be decently safe enough or otherwise okay, I will scurry off to go search for Metacama.
Okay. All right. So as you go scurry off, due to your size and a large room and a lot of crowded people, give me a investigation check. This will be high DC because you got a lot to see and you're very small.
You said investigation?
Mm-hmm.
21.
21.
Thanks for the dice, Amber.
So it takes you some time. You have to like go through the whole place.
Mm-hmm.
What am I thinking of? So as you're going through, you don't seem to find her on the first floor, but you happen to notice familiar bounties. 3 of them specifically. One is for you, and the artwork is actually updated, but it looks estimated. It doesn't look like someone actually saw you like in your true form and it's like, oh, quick, take artwork. It looks like someone like is guessing what you look like now, so it looks a little off.
So the horns are like definitely off.
Yeah, they're off, but it looks like it's like the old bounty, but it's updated based off of age. So
okay.
it's kind of like what someone
Probably
thought you would look like.
Facial hair.
No, there's no facial hair on it, and your hair isn't as long. You can definitely tell it's for you, but you can definitely tell it's just like they're trying to age it up to obviously accompany the fact that you would look different. It's not too far off, but it is kind of hilarious. The other one you see, 2 others that you see that grab your attention is one is just what's called a shadow bounty. These are for specific groups where people can never determine what they look like, but they can at least give descriptions. And as you look at it, the description's actually for your group, as they describe each of your members, including Treya. And the crimes that are put against them specifically are tavern brawls, endangerment of servitude, and then specifically was classified as 3rd level murder.
Endangerment of
servitude. You would know that as specifically as someone's I don't want to use the term, but someone's servant, it was taken out by you guys. They're claiming that you attacked someone's servant.
Okay. And then would I be familiar with what 3rd level murder is?
It's basically implying that their claim that you killed somebody who's a politician.
Okay.
The last one you see is actually for your sister. This one is fully updated, and it actually has her outfit on, her actual Nelithirian outfit on. And you can actually see with your roll what she's being accused for. And this is actually updated. This looks like this poster is maybe 2 days old. 3 specific things. Pull them up. Okay, so the first one is reckless endangerment of a soldier. You would assume this could either imply to her endangering another soldier, or specifically, as a soldier, she attacked someone she wasn't allowed. 2 is stealing of the royal treasury. And 3, attempted murder of the king and queen. her current bounty only applies if she is brought in alive, and she has to be brought into Nelitharian Council directly. And the amount that she's actually offered for is 500,000 platinum. And this is specifically Nelitharian platinum. It's the exact same currency, but it means it's being directly given to you by the king and the queen.
Okay. Last time I checked, my bounty was 15,000 platinum. What is it now?
Let me pull it up. We are in the 10th. So 200,000.
Okay.
Yours is put at dead or alive.
Sounds about right. Well, I see the apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
It does mark the last place that she was spotted, and it was here in Aberdeen.
Okay. With that, I'm gonna continue looking for my sister, but I'm gonna start looking in more conspicuous places. Assuming that she's probably disguising herself or hiding to the best of her ability.
Okay, so there is a second floor, and then there is a lower floor to where you are now. If you want to,
Okay.
you can tell me which floor you want to go to. Your investigation check covered the room, but didn't show you what's hiding in plain sight if she was essentially there. That would be the perception check. Obviously, these do take you some time. For you to get what you just got for the investigation check, I'd say it was roughly about 15 minutes. So obviously, depending on how much more time you take, depends on how you want to do this.
Yeah. If I don't see her here, I will go downstairs first.
Okay, so make if you want to do it on this floor, because it'd be different than investigation. If you want to check on this floor, you can give me a perception check.
Okay. Perception.
Mm-hmm.
What is that? 17 perception.
17. Looking through, whether or not you see her, you do see about 11 people, not all of them together, just kind of scattered, that do have different magical disguises on. Several of them are female. But due to your current form and the limited set you have, you can't necessarily determine if any of these are necessarily your sister. It's hard to tell because you can't necessarily tell what they look like without the disguise. 3 of them are together, and they look like they are dressed up as just regular civilians. You have no idea what they look like regularly. The rest of them are all separated. Some of them just look like regular, just bar attendants. The other ones look like they're trying to disguise themselves as Nelitharian soldiers, and one of them specifically is walking around disguising himself as an aberrant soldier.
I'll take a little bit to kind of check out the individuals.
Sure.
See if I'm gonna listen. I'm gonna use my nose to see if I can sniff out my sister. Otherwise, I'm going to listen specifically to any conversations or comments made from the individuals regarding anything going on.
Okay, so I'll have you roll me one more perception check. This will apply to both your scent and your audio that you're listening to per.
Okay. I have keen smell, so
Okay.
I
yeah,
would have advantage
Okay.
on smell-based perception.
Cool.
Ooh, that was not good. Even with advantage, that is a 9. There's too much going on in here.
There is a lot going on. There's a lot of smells, and maybe if you weren't in this form, maybe you could discern it better, but like this nose is attracting every smell in the room, and it's almost a little bit too much for your senses. You think you can smell her, but you can't place her where she is, or if it's necessarily her or just her scent on somebody else, but you can't figure out where it is. As far as what you hear from a few people, one, the group of a few that are just looking like regular patrons, you don't get a lot of it, but you get a general gist that they are trying to hide from the law, and they hope that they can make it out of Nelithir in 2 days. As far as a couple others that are walking around, the only ones that you can really get are a couple patrons that if you didn't realize that they were wearing a disguise, they don't seem to be standing out as far as audio-wise. They're just chit-chatting with other people. Nothing that really stands out. The people that are disguised as soldiers are not saying a single word.
Okay.
A decent amount of time would have passed by now, just because the amount of time you got to kind of move around in this form.
Yeah. At that point, I'll just send a little checking in message so that people know.
Okay.
I still haven't found Medicona. Still looking. Keep you updated. And with that, I'm going to take a break from this level and go downstairs.
Okay. As you find a way downstairs, you see that downstairs is a lot louder than up here. Has a big, huge dance floor going on, a lot of music, very blurry and loud. In fact, it's messing with your animal sight. All the lights flashing, everything like that is just like, you got to kind of like squint your eyes, and you're kind of like trying to look on the side just because it is just too much for your senses in this creature's form. Basically anything you're going to have to do if you stay as this creature down here is going to be done. If it's visual, will be done at disadvantage.
Okay.
A lot of things are going on, and this crowd down here definitely seems younger. This definitely seems like the college crowd that's down here, and the smells themselves are already kind of grabbing your attention, as there's a lot of smoke of different kinds in the air, whether it's more herbal or medicinal in different ways. Use your imagination. Yeah, just a lot of things going on. But we're going to come back. We're going to switch over to Sophinia. Is there anything you want to do?
Can I fly around the building and take a look in the windows and just see if I see her?
Sure. Go ahead and give me an investigation check. It'll be high DC because you're going to have to kind of go window to window and kind of peer through even though you're invisible.
That is going to be a 11.
11. Going around on the first floor, the floor that you dropped them off at, you kind of go around, and there's not too many windows, but peeking through, you don't see anybody that fits the bill of what you remember that she looks like. You look through the windows on the second floor. There's less than there on the first floor. The second floor definitely gets the feel of a brothel, as there are more bedrooms than there are actually like full entertainment areas. And based on what you see, there's a lot of scrupulous activities that are going on. You do find that 2 rooms grab your attention. One room is specifically a room where they're not actually doing what they're intending to do, and it seems like there's an illegal, like, the game itself is not what's grabbing attention, because they're doing a poker game inside. They brought a table in it, but it seems like the people themselves have grabbed your attention. Not in this case of what you're looking for, but it is actually a table that has 2 Nelithirian soldiers, 2 average soldiers, and and 2 average soldiers. And they are all playing cards. And then the other one that grabbed your attention is, it looks like there is 2 ladies that work there that are currently trying to make a deal with a patron. That's grabbing your attention. Because it seems less of what this is actually supposed to be and more of kind of actually like a straight business deal.
This was on the second floor.
Mm-hmm.
Kaiju, how is it going?
I don't know where I would be at this point in my search, if I would still be on the main level or if I had gone to the
I'd
basement.
say if she had said to wait, you would have just entered the lower level.
Okay. I just went down to the basement, but it's pretty loud and hard to see in this form down here, so I think I'm gonna go back upstairs or check out the upper level.
I've been flying around to see if I can see her through the windows. No luck so far. I just found a few different soldiers playing poker and then 2 working ladies trying to make a deal.
I suppose I could check it out if you want. There's still no sign of Metacona.
The only thing kind of out of the norm in this place.
We'll
Maybe
give it
you
a
can
shot.
see better than...
Alright, give me a few minutes to find a way up these stairs. I got little legs.
She's gonna just giggle to herself outside because she's just imagining this maybe little mouse trying to get up the stair.
Taking some time and making sure you don't get stepped on, you maneuver your way upstairs. So it'll take you a little bit, but you do get up there. The first 2 people you see, because they're not in a room, are the 2 females talking to a male. Give me a perception check to listen into that conversation.
Uh, 11.
Mostly what you get from it, due to the loud noise and a lot of things going on, is you hear mostly what the male is saying as the females are trying to be as very quiet as possible. The deal only stands for 1 more day. After that, I'm gone. Then they say something that you can't really hear. They're trying to be really, really quiet. No, that's final. I promised you that if this mess happened, I would get you out. No ifs, ands, or buts. I'm not even supposed to be here myself. One day, I'll be down over in the corner. You know where I'll be. As he moves away, puts on his hood, but he doesn't have a full cloak. It's just a hood attached to his jacket. He starts moving his way downstairs. As they just look at each other, one of them sits down and starts kind of like puts her head in her lap and just starts sobbing, while the other one just starts like kind of almost sort of punches the wall aggressively, but not like so much to actually bust up the wall, but just enough to show aggression.
This is kind of reminding me of a few people. I'm gonna go check on those women.
Okay. Give me a stealth check to get closer so they don't see you.
22.
Okay. As you get closer and close enough you can get so you can listen to them without them noticing you, you're within 5 feet. As the one that's sitting down, what are we gonna do? We can't be here much longer. I know, I gotta try to figure out something. Why don't we just go with him? Why do you need to stay? I can't leave yet. If I leave, what's gonna happen then? I'm just gonna fall down the same path. Who cares? It doesn't matter anymore. We just need to go. I can't leave yet. As she just, the one sitting down holds the other's hands. Do you not care? We just need to leave. If they find us, they're going to kill us. as the one standing just kind of walks off. Not like far away, but just enough to be like, I need to think. Just kind of like moves like 15 feet away, not too far. The other one's still sitting down.
Which one is the one saying that she can't leave?
The one that stepped away 15 feet. She's the one who said that she couldn't leave.
That's gonna be too much movement for me at the moment. I would like to scurry my way over to the one that's sitting, and I'd like to take a whiff. Does this smell potentially like Cammy?
Go ahead and give me your perception check with advantage due to your smell.
I can remember my rolls. God, my brain is not with it today.
Sorry.
17.
17. The smell is familiar. Based off a few scents, you could assume that one of them... There's a couple smells on this person. The prevalent one is Cammy.
Okay.
You smell two other odors on this person. One is your sister. Another one you do not recognize.
Okay. At that point, I'm probably going to assume that the one that walked away is in fact Metacana. I'm just gonna message the group chat. I think I found a good work, Sophinia. Even with awakened mind, I don't trust Nelithir. What do these two girls currently look like?
The one sitting down, because they both look like brothel members, the one sitting down is wearing like a tube top and a kind of like a halter dress. And then she's got kind of like just like red braided hair. The other one that's moving away has kind of like hair parted off of one side and then braided on the side. And then she's just wearing like a long dress with like a V cut in the middle.
What race are they disguised as currently?
They both are looking like high elves.
High elves, okay. I'm gonna switch forms. I'll message the group. I'm gonna try to like scurry to either a like darkened hallway or a temporarily unused room or just something that I can go shift in.
Okay. It's hard to tell which rooms are being used and which aren't. Some of them are people being very quiet. Some of them aren't. Unless you actually want to take a time to individually smell each one, you'll have to guess. Some of them are very obvious. We can see shadows moving underneath, and some of them are very obvious where they actually are making noise. There's two of them that you cannot determine if they're vacant or not.
Okay. Is there like a window that has like a curtain or something that I could just go to in the hallway?
Oh, like a floor curtain kind of thing like that? Yeah.
Yeah. Just
I mean,
something
if that's
basic. I can go.
Yeah, I mean,
hop behind.
Yeah, you can do that. Yeah.
Okay. I will kind of use my little paws to like fluff out the curtain so that it kind of like sways like the wind just blew it or something.
Okay.
And I will go back into my normal form. I'm going to then activate my cloak. What do I want to look like right now?
You're talking about the cloak that that has the part of your bandana, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Because I'm not stupid enough to go around looking like myself right now.
Fair enough.
He survived this long. Let's see. I will. I'm going to disguise myself as a dark-skinned Aasimar.
Okay. Wings and no wings.
We're gonna go no wings,
Okay.
so I guess we'll make it look like they were probably lost in a battle or something.
Well, so Aasimars don't naturally have wings. They grow them
Okay.
once in a while. So this is just implying that like
Okay.
you're not one of the rare Aasimars that naturally will always have wings. So
Gotcha.
Aasimars generate their wings for only 1 minute per long rest. So naturally, they're not always out. It was just
Okay.
kind of a cinematic thing in my mind.
Okay. Yeah, so I'll turn into the Aasimar, and then I'll kind of just take a good look around, make sure nobody actually saw.
There's no one else in the area. Give me a sleight of hand with the way that you moved the curtain and you transformed to make sure that it just seems seamless.
Okay. Sleight of hand, that is a 16.
Yeah, I mean, no one randomly just knows that someone just appeared there. It
Okay.
might freak someone out that you were standing there because no one saw you there before, but a lot of people are moving around the place, so it's not too off-putting.
Mm-hmm. I will say I will probably have left my eyes the same.
Okay.
That way, maybe Metacona would have a better idea of who I am when I approach.
Okay.
Trying to figure out how I want to actually approach them.
And currently, right now, the person who stepped away is still about 15 feet away. They're like at the hallways are not super long, so they're kind of like near an end of a hallway, the opposite side of where the one that's sitting down is. And it's not like she's trying to avoid her, it's just like, I need to think, and I need to think without you constantly pestering me.
Trying to think if I have anything on me that Metacona might recognize.
Zephania, what are you doing at this time?
I'm still hanging out by the windows on the second level, keeping Gaiju in eyesight as best as possible.
Give me a perception check.
$12.
12. You don't notice it right away, but you just happen to turn when you hear something, and there is a total of 4 Nilithirian soldiers starting to enter into the front door.
Gaiju, you might have trouble. 4 soldiers just coming in.
Can you keep an eye on them?
I can try. I have limited availability through the windows.
Do what you can to keep an eye on them. Let me know if they start going upstairs.
You guys are still doing it telepathically, right?
Mm-hmm.
Treya's gonna be like, I see them. Do you want me to follow them?
At a safe
Yes.
distance.
Okay. And then all of a sudden
Be
you just kind
careful.
of like hear like the sound of like the wild shape on her end, but you don't know what she turned into.
Make sure you keep out of sight. Watch them from inside, I'll watch from out.
No problem. They'll never know where I am in my current form. And she
Oh,
just
boy.
kind of starts laughing.
I don't even know if I want to know.
And then she just responds a few minutes later. She's like, okay, they're looking for somebody. They're still on the main floor. And they keep pointing at the pictures on the wall. But I don't know which one they're pointing at. But they keep pointing and they're asking people around.
be guessing those are more warrants, aren't they?
I don't know. We don't really have these over by me, but wow, a lot of money.
It's bad news for us. That's all I can tell you right
Oh.
now.
Okay, well, I'm going to stay in my form. I don't want any bad news, so I'm just going to stay up here. They are currently still up here. Looks like 2 of them are going downstairs, and one of them's checking the rooms on the first floor.
Okay. As far as the disguises for Kemi and Medicana, is there like an overall, not form of like uniform, but anything that kind of signifies that they are part of the establishment?
Not really. Based off this place, looks like there's no specific like colors or specific insignias or anything like that. It just looks like whatever they got. But it specifically looks like the girls that work here might always have one top-notch outfit, and this is what they're wearing. It might be the one that they wear all the time, but it is kind of like what they're wearing right now is very nice. But it does look like, that suit or dress had been worn 50 times in a week. It just needs to be cleaned.
I'm running out of ideas, so I'm going to pull out a small piece of paper and scribble down something on it and fold it up. And then I am going to approach the girl that is likely Medicana.
Okay. The one that's walking?
Yeah.
Okay.
Excuse me, miss.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm not available right now. You can talk to any of the girls in the rooms.
I believe you left this in your last room.
Oh.
And I'm gonna hand her the paper.
Okay. Thanks. She just like looks back at the other one. The other one just like, she just kind of shrugs and she starts opening up. Where do you leave or do you stay there?
I'm going to... Is there, like, any kind of, like, exit from the top? Like a fire staircase or anything on this building?
There's a balcony that goes all the way around the second floor, but as far as you know, it doesn't actually go down. It's just a balcony, but it is an exposed balcony, so take with that what you will.
I'm just gonna casually turn and start heading towards the balcony with just a casual pace.
Okay.
And basically the note says, you have trouble coming, you should come with me. And then there's just a small G at the bottom.
Okay. She... And not to mess with your old thing, but she doesn't want to read it until you get out of sight. So she waits till you leave, and then she officially opens up and she looks at it. You're not able to hear the reaction or see the reaction. But some time passes, and then you start hearing some running inside. As eventually... let's see. You are like walking on the balcony, and you essentially see like this bird that flies right over by you, and it just like looks at you, just stares at you. And if you try to move away, it kind of like skips across the balcony like wall, and it keeps like looking at you, staring at you. It's like black and brown.
I'll reach out and see if it'll hop on.
Okay. Hops on. Immediately as soon as it touches you, you get a telepathic communication. She got your message. I'm assuming this is the brother.
Yep.
What's the trouble?
You got some Nelitharian gods downstairs. I think they're looking for either you or me. We should get out of here.
All right. Well, she won't leave. I'll see what I can do. We really can't go out. Shoot. This form's not gonna last forever. All right. Where? And then you can hear her kind of like thinking for a little bit, and like it kind of like stutters out. You can start to figure out that whoever's talking to you is not actually the bird. They're talking to you through the bird, like they're telepathically controlling the bird. And it's like, okay, we can get out of here, but is there a place we can find you at?
I can meet you anywhere in the city. Otherwise, I can meet you outside.
Okay. There is a it's a spot we've been hiding out at. Head over to. God, where the fuck did I put this? I gotta pull out all the towns that I had. If you can make your way over to Dancing Druid, we have some friends there. They've been letting us hide out. Just let them know who you are. We'll send a message, and they'll get you in. We'll meet you there in probably about an hour.
All right. Get out safe.
Okay.
No, let the bird go.
Okay. And immediately flies off, and as soon as it like gets about 5 feet away, it just kind of disappears, like it was just like an aberration.
Okay. I will message the group. Contact has been made. We're making a change of location. Let's get outside.
Okay.
As this was all happening, can I cast Detect Thoughts on the soldiers?
I think you can detect thoughts on maybe one of them?
Or one of them?
Let me double check. Any one creature. So there are 2 what looks like simple ones. The one that looks like a paladin, and one that specifically looks like a less armored warrior, but definitely the leader. All 4 of them are male. You're gonna go for the leader? Okay. So surface thoughts specifically are they are disguised as high elves. Retrieve all high elves. If you want to peer in further, I think they need to make a check.
DC 16 Wisdom.
Okay. Let me pull up the stats for the leader. Okay. That's a fail. If I can bring them in, I'll get promoted in no time. I will be able to work as her right hand. Everything's coming to fruition. Not much else.
Kaiju, the soldiers know they're looking for a high elf. If they can bring them in, they will get promoted or something. Oh no!
Bro.
Testing, 1, 2, 3. Hello?
Whoa.
Check.
Check. 1, 2, 3.
Will hear us now?
'Twas Brillig and the slutty toves did gyre and gimble in the waves.
Oh no.
I have important information for you.
Technical difficulties cause headaches.
Sorry, I was having some audio issues. Headset died.
Oh no!
And then the one I plugged in wasn't working. So we're going with regular speakers. I apologize for any feedback.
I think it sounds okay.
Okay. What you got for me?
Zephania's just gonna let him know. They're looking for high elves, and it sounds like this is a pretty good big thing. They can get promoted off of it.
Okay. I'm going to very quickly describe what Cammy and Metacana currently look like.
Okay.
Shreya, can you track them down?
I can see what I can do.
Yeah. Shouldn't take that long. There's a little crack in the floor here. I can make it up there. Yeah, sure.
Just see if they can change forms.
Wait, you want me to try to convince them to switch forms?
Otherwise, lead them on a different way out. I don't know.
Ooh, I like that option. And then immediately just see. Well, you don't see anything, but like come up. It's like, all right, this is gonna be great. As all of a sudden you just like hear like this loud thud, and then you hear screaming as you just hear a roar from a creature.
Oh no. I don't know what I expected. Zephania, I could use pickup.
I'm on my way.
I'm gonna,
Be on the balcony.
I'm gonna,
What's going
I guess
on?
I'll wait for her to, get there, and then I will,
Jump for it.
I'll turn into a little mouse again and hop into her pocket.
Okay. Alright.
Do I even want to know what's going on in there?
I mean, from the quick glance that you saw, is it looked like there's a tiger inside that's scaring off all the patrons?
Classic Treya.
Shreya.
Oh, shit, they found me. Alright, bye. And then she immediately runs out.
Of course they found you. You're a tiger.
What happened to the small little creature? Out of sight, out of mind.
Yeah, I was that, but a lot of people get freaked out by spiders, so I decided to go big and bold.
Gaju, are you ready?
It is a livery.
Point me in the direction we need to go.
Let's grab Treya first.
You're gonna do what?
Treya.
Grab Treya.
Oh, okay.
Small animal Treya.
Okay.
Small.
Immediately Treya starts running at you still in tiger form and immediately jumps at you. And then like at
No,
the last...
no.
And like last second just like switches and just turns into a little spider and just like lands on you.
She's like,
Oh god, it's a spider.
As you just see like this little like it looks like a little like what am I thinking of? Like a black widow, but instead of having like the white on the back, it's just like a little pink.
Zephania just like puts her in the pocket.
You just see like these two legs just pop out with like the little like 20 eyes just peeking through, just like watching during the flight.
Just don't crush her. It would end badly.
Little mouse is just like
Just like,
big
oh god,
old
it's a
nope,
spider.
I want another pocket.
Next job for Cindy.
For a minute,
Can you make me like
everybody
the same
starts
armor but with extra pockets, specific like one for spiders?
Okay.
Yes.
We need to meet them at the Dancing Druid. I don't know what establishment that is.
I'm gonna fly up in there and see what I can see that looks like a dancing druid.
All right, give me investigation check.
Can I aid in this?
Sure.
Because I don't have great eyesight as a mouse, but I can still look.
Is that advantage, or are we both rolling?
Okay, it's up to got you.
You can do advantage.
Total 16.
It takes you a little bit to look, but after some time, you find another establishment that's more at the edge of town. It's close to the barracks, but not close enough to be fully in eyesight. It looks like another building similar to what you're just in, but it's full brothel. But the whole, as you look at it, the main aesthetic for it is supposed to be that everyone there is a druid. So, for specific unmentionable kinks and whatnot.
All right.
Baldur's Gate Bear, I don't know.
Say Halzin is typing.
Hi, it's me. I guess we need to go there. Can you get us down?
They'll bring us down to the front entrance.
This one does not really have a line leading into it, but you immediately see two wood elves standing up, female, against the door, wearing what looks like, not like tattered leathers, but like very quilted and multi-stitched pieces that form like long, intricate dresses. As they don't see you obviously right away as you land, but you can assume due to the glow of their eyes, they might notice you, but they're just not making it obvious.
Even with invisibility?
They could possibly see through it. But they are not trying to notify you that they see it. They're just standing there, but one of them happened to like look up as you were landing, but they're trying to ignore it.
Okay.
Z, can you put me down?
Can you put me down too?
Little mouth just appears.
I'm pretty
I
sure you
will
can swing
approach
from
the
your
druids.
web.
Okay, all right, hang on. As she starts turning around, so her butt sticks out of your pocket, and then she's like, "Okay, this is gonna be weird, but I got nothing else to hang on." And she immediately like shoots up at your chin, and she like swings off.
I like pull it off and I just slowly lower the web to the ground.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah, don't mention it.
Once you guys separate the two druids, as far as Gaju and Trey, you're no longer invisible. And Trey is just like, all right, I'm getting... and she immediately just turns back into regular form.
It's gonna be a little more subtle, but alright.
Sorry, I can only change so many times.
You got more than I do. I'll kind of like make sure that we actually have their attention before I like bamf into my regular form. God, I'm really just wasting abilities out here today. Sorry for the intrusion.
No intrusion at all. Is your friend going to join us, or is she going to stay within the confines of her ability?
Z, how many times can you use that in one day?
I'm pretty sure it's a one and done. Let me just.
I would
double
say
check.
keep
I'm
that
pretty
up
sure.
then. She is here, however, we'll be keeping that up for the time being.
Okay, just
If
be...
that is fine.
That is alright. Just know that this is a very specific establishment, and we'll make sure that we keep an eye on her just to make sure that there is no pickpocketing of any kind.
Understandable. I was actually told that I needed to come here to meet somebody.
Do you have a certain lady that you are looking for? One that catches your fancy?
Metacona.
And who, may I ask, would be spending the time with this lovely lady?
All of us. He's cringing on the inside so hard right now.
Well, group rates are a little pricey.
It's more of a personal favor.
So you're looking to chat. There's different
Yes.
fees for that. If you're looking to just talk, it'll be 5 gold an hour.
Okay.
She opens up the door. She's like, go ahead. She'll be down the hall to the right, and she's the second door on the left. I do not
Thank
know if
you.
she is in currently, but we'll try to find her to make her available for you.
She'll be here within the hour.
Suddenly
Okay.
you hear Dahlia just like, wait, where are you guys again? I thought you were at this other tavern?
Oh no, we're at a brothel now.
There's a lot of druids here. As like Trey is immediately speaking aloud, whoa. Whoa. That's not
Treya?
how you use that form for.
You hear Dahlia just go, oh, what?
I will explain later. I swear it is for business reasons. Treya, stop it.
Personal reasons.
If I had a nickel for every time.
You start hearing Infernal coming through the group chat.
Dahlia,
just
shush. She's
Cover
still trying to get the
Treya's
sister.
eyes.
Like, eventually Trey like passes by one. I am never gonna turn into an owl the same way again. As she like doesn't blink and she keeps walking by. And just like,
Over our group chat while Dahlia's talking, I just talk over her and go, he just paid for his sister. Now just let him concentrate.
that doesn't make it
Oh,
better.
I'm not letting him live this down.
As
Back
you,
at Kim, you see Dahlia just getting up and starting to put her shit on.
I-
She's
I
like,
need,
I'm fucking going in.
for
Dahlia, don't be back.
For Treya, Zephyria, and Gaju, I need you all to give me Constitution saving throws due to a specific kind of odor that's in the air.
No.
Oh boy!
Not this.
I love this for us.
Alright.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Constitution?
Correct, a saving throw.
Oh, thank God. That's a 19.
Zephyria?
18?
Oh, you're fine. As you pass through, all three of you start to get a little woozy. There's a specific odor in the air. We'll call it an aphrodisiac that is playing out in the air. That is there for a very specific reason, and you are trying to resist it as best you can. You can definitely see the effect it has on most patrons, but trying to resist it is making you a little dizzy. You're going to be moving at half speed for a little bit, along with some ability checks being disadvantaged. You eventually do find a room which is currently locked. But at this time, you do hear like some rustling in there, like almost like someone that like a daughter's like sneaking back into her room before her dad finds out that she just was out with like her significant other, kind of like that. And then eventually, just like, hang on, ow, shit. All right, come on, don't let him know we're here. And he goes in. It's all right. That form hurts. Okay.
I'm just gonna adjust the cape on my belt.
Okay.
And then knock on the damn door.
All right, hey, adjust it a little bit. Can't look like that. All right, fix it. All right, that's better. All right. Greetings. Oh, hey. Are you in your regular form? DM the player.
What?
Are you in your regular form?
Yes.
Okay. She's like, Hey. Hi. Come on. In. She immediately lets you three come in, and immediately shuts the door and immediately locks it. As you can see that they're both panting and drained right now. Oh, shit. How'd you know we were there?
I came looking for you.
Right, but, we were trying to be hidden. I mean, yeah, we were still in the same establishment, but, I mean, bravo for you for being able to find us, but,
Metacona, I've been on the run for 18 years. I know a thing or two.
Oh, fine. Just...
You're not very good at this.
Uh,
Which is impressive, considering that bounty, by the way.
Yeah. Not really proud of that.
I never thought you would actually outdo me.
I wasn't intentional. It's a long story, actually. Oh, God. Yeah. As she immediately walks over and she, picks up a pitcher of water and she immediately pours herself a glass. So she immediately, shaking as she, takes it down. This kind of comes by her and she's like, I told you we should have just left. It's like, no, we gotta stay. Cammy just, looks at you and she tries to, lip to you. It's like, we need to go. Kind of like that. She's trying to hint to you that we all need to leave, kind of like that, but she won't leave.
Okay. Why are you being so goddamn stubborn? Why aren't you leaving?
I can't. I had to take care of something first, and I promised I would take care of it, and I can't leave him.
Who?
Father.
So you knew.
I know some things. I mean, he was having me help him, and I haven't seen him in a while, and I mean, I was really excited to help him, and then one thing led to another, and shit just got out of hand. As she opens up a bottle of alcohol and she starts drinking, straight out of the bottle.
So I'm guessing you stole from the royal treasury for him. Does that also mean that you nearly took the lives of Juvenile?
It was an accident. It was intentional. I was just trying to get out of there, and he was being a dick about it, and I was just trying to get out of there, and I was trying to defend myself, and things look awkward. And then she came to help, and one thing went to another, and oh god, I've been on just this is too much work. The worst thing is I wasn't even able to make it out with the money. Starts chugging her drink even more. As Cammy starts holding her and starts just relax. We'll figure it out.
So let me get this straight. Father tried to convince you to steal something for him, and you got caught up in all of this, and you just blindly believed him.
Well, I mean, it was Father. I wanted to see him, and he was very convincing, and he said that once we can open up the vault, he can finally get what he wanted, and then he'll be free of the burden, and then we'll be a family again, and he said he could help me bring you back, and with the money we could get the bounty off of you, and then everything will be all ship shape. And well, it sounded kind of perfect, except for the stealing part. But Cammy's really good at that, and we almost were out, but the king and the queen were not supposed to be there, and they randomly showed up, and we weren't trying to kill them. We weren't even trying to draw a blade, but it was just so fucking weird.
How long ago did that happen?
Who the fuck said that?
Zephynia.
Who's Zephynia?
I am gonna turn invisible because I did find out I have 5 charges. So I will be visible now.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Okay. Sorry, that kind of threw me off. What were you asking?
How long ago did that happen?
She looks back over at Cammy. It was like a week. A lot of things have been blended together. We haven't gotten too much sleep, and we've been on the run, but we can't leave town. It's been a pain in the ass. We had a contact that we were meeting up over at the tavern, but well, your sister's being stubborn. He was willing to get us out, no questions asked, but the main rule was that had it been then and there, and she won't fucking leave. Well, we've already gotten this far. We might as well just fulfill the whole end of the deal. We don't even have the money. Yeah. Right. Do you even know where your father is? I don't know. I mean, we were supposed to be in contact with him a couple days ago, and then he didn't respond.
How did you get in contact with him?
That, as immediately like Cammy interrupts, yeah, that's something I never really get out of you myself. You just said he just randomly appeared. Look, he showed up, he found me, and I was just working, and he happened to be at the tavern that I was taking care of, and it was nice. Like, after I was done of my duty, we had dinner, and then we talked, and he told me about where he's been, and that he was still in Nelithir, and that he wanted to come home, but he had problems with this group that he was borrowing money from, and that if I could help him, that, you know, not only could we cover his debts, but we could also take care of any of the bounties that are already existing. And, you know, it can go back to normal. And then we were talking every day, and then after this whole mix-up, we were supposed to contact him again, and then he didn't respond.
I'm gonna turn to Gaiju. Big coincidence he finds both his kids after how many years? Gives them the same story.
Yeah.
Oh, he found you? Where is he?
I found him.
Oh.
As far as I'm concerned, that bastard can rot in hell.
What? As, like, Cammy just, like, looks at her, it's like... Right?
How could anything possibly ever go back to the way it was?
I mean, he was so... He's very persuasive. I mean, like, I mean, yeah, talking about it now, it seems far-fetched, but in the moment, I mean, like, it felt right. Like, he made it seem so simple, and just fix it and take care of it, and it'll be done. Now, I have a bigger bounty on my head than you, and I can't leave town, and she just like looks at herself. And I gotta pretend to be a prostitute. Really sucks.
We don't slut shame here.
But
I don't even have words to begin to explain how disappointed and frustrated I am with you.
Oh, great! That's even worse. She kind of goes over to a corner.
All of these years of you being the golden child, you just threw it all away for someone who hasn't been around for as long as we've been alive.
Sorry if I wanted something. I wanted him back. Thought I could make it easy. Apparently not. Cam immediately interrupts. I understand the frustration. Trust me, I understand. But if you're here, what are you trying to get her out? What's the plan?
I don't know anymore. It was one thing having my head on the chopping block. And now Father's got you on it. He's on the chopping block. And now all of us have caused even more problems for Mother.
Yeah. Well, she like looks around the place like, well, I immediately Cammy just interrupts. Look, why don't you guys sit down?
I thought we had to go.
Well, do you have a plan? I mean, her plan just went out through with the patron over at the tavern. If you have a way to get us out, I'm all game.
Why can't you leave the city?
Well, the guards have our faces, and the specific barriers around the walls have a anti-shaping, and we can't fly.
Can you become small?
Cammy can. I forgot for the class from Arcana. Can she shift?
She's a druid blood hunter,
Okay.
right? So,
I think so. Yeah. Okay. I just don't have her sheet.
You made her!
Yeah. I forgot. I forgot what her stuff was. I just don't have it in front of me. And it's just getting later, so I don't really want to pull it up.
Yeah.
Okay. So she's like, I mean, I can. I can't do it for long, but I can. But like I said, we can't go through the walls. It's going to immediately revert us back.
It's not a one-way thing.
Well, I mean, they don't stop shifters from coming in. They stop them from leaving. And neither of us can fly. Treya starts nudging Sophinia.
They said that once they get over the wall, they shift back into human form, right?
No, once they go through the wall. So they don't expect people to fly over it, they expect people to walk through it, and it stops them.
Oh, okay, because I was very confused at how to do this, because I thought as soon as we got over the wall, poof, human. Ah!
So I had a whole setup for the wall, but you guys decide to fly over. It's like, okay, well, that's all for now. So now it's just basically
then
if you guys want...
Zephania will answer back right away and not just stare off in the distance like, what the fuck am I supposed to do? Well, we came in over the wall. We didn't go through. So, like Gaiju, if you can become a mouse, something smaller, maybe not what Drea does. I can get you.
What? What'd I do?
Please, no more spiders.
Fine. Do you have a list of other shapes you don't want me to shift into?
No, just no spiders.
Alright, no spiders. Got it. All other forms allowed. Perfect.
Why do I feel like I made a terrible mistake?
Alright, Kagami looks like, alright, well, we can get out the way we came in. There's always a trapdoor in everyone's room. That's how we got back in here. We can head out and, I can go as small as a rat, and then, same thing for her. If that works out.
That works.
Let's see. Player question.
Yep.
Because I actually haven't ever reached a druid this high level. How do I figure out how many times I can shift?
It's based on the challenge rating of the actual monster, I'm pretty sure.
Because I've already shifted twice today, and I don't know if I have another shift in me or not. I'm level 10 druid.
So you can shift. Let's see. So,
I know like how many hours I can do it, but I don't know.
So you can do 2 times per long rest.
So I'm fucked.
Okay. Well,
Yeah, you're not at the point yet where it'd be twice per short rest.
Correct. And it's mostly because you're multi-class, because I think at that point you could actually do 2, depending on your subclass. Or you could do 4. I'm just trying to see if there's any updates to it.
Okay. So then to clarify, the shield is just through the gate
Correct.
that prevents the shifting?
They assume
Okay,
everybody's
so-
going to be taking the walk path. It doesn't do anything about flight. So the
Okay.
shield only goes
How-
up 100 feet high. You guys are flying higher than 100 feet.
Okay, so the wall is that high.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, at least if any of you could get these 2 out.
It's short or long rest.
Did they update it to short now?
Yep.
Okay, so there's a short rest.
I'm looking at now, starting at 2nd level, you can use your action to magically through the shape of a beast that you've seen before. You can use this feature twice. You regain expended uses when you finish a short or long
Okay,
rest.
so you guys can take
The
2
CR
hours
is
to get
just
back.
based on level, so you can do max CR of 1.
Right,
instance,
yeah.
you don't have it.
Okay, so
Okay.
if you want to take a short rest, you can get those back.
Gaiju,
Okay.
how much money, how much time did you pay for her company?
I only paid for 1
Mm-hmm.
hour,
Yep.
but I can pay for more.
Let's rest here for a while.
Okay. Because we're probably gonna run over Psychic Whispers.
Psychic
Um,
Whispers disappears. No.
Yeah, I'm gonna give them an update. We're gonna be delayed a few hours. We'll try to get back as
Yes,
soon
in
as
the
possible.
brothel.
Anything we can do to help?
Yeah, anything? Anything at all.
Yes, that was a serious question.
I am taking absolutely no pleasure in this. I hate all of you.
I'm
That
quite
was
amused
serious.
with this.
What? What did we say?
We will be
I'm
back
having
soon.
a great time with Soma, Zephinia. Have no doubts.
You just
There.
hear silence. And
Don't
mild
listen.
I haven't
Yeah,
even
they're
gotten to him
fine.
yet. I didn't even get to him today. But rest assured, baby, I'm coming.
Don't listen to her. They're fine. Do what you need to do. Let us know if we can help.
I just need to rest in order to be able to get back out of the city. So, we've got everybody. We'll be out as soon as we can. Just keep tabs.
And how do we know if you're in trouble?
You have
We'll probably
that
hear an
ability. You can check
explosion.
on me anytime.
Cool. Sending every hour.
I was going to refer to your Losna thing that came in handy during the caves.
It's not attuned anymore because I have an engagement ring. What?
Well,
Bro.
never fucking mind then.
I had to get rid. I had to swap something out. I thought we were cool. Thought we were
I
good.
guess we'll just have to be patient.
Let's face it. If things go pear-shaped, we'll hear an explosion or something. At the rate of these things are going.
This is true. We'll go out with a bang.
That's like the most
We could
inappropriate
send-
thing to say in this current situation you're in.
We could send Apollo in case you need the backup.
Then I'll go in with a bang.
I'm going to
Let's
take a
make
fucking nap.
Okay. With the last moments, during your short rest, Cammy and Meta kind of start packing up their stuff, ready to permanently leave this little safe house of theirs. As you see, they're going through stuff. The last thing you see during a short rest that she's packing up is like 4 large pages, not like big enough to be maps, but maybe 11 by 17, and they're like schematics on parchment, and they match like your visions of this temple, and they go over like intricacies of how it works and the mechanics of it.
Alright.
But with that and a short rest happening, it's getting late. We're gonna end the session there. So, everybody, thank you for joining. We will continue right off from there next week, Tuesday. We will still have Echoes tomorrow, but if you missed it, we understand. Valentine's Day going on. But everybody have a fantastic week, and if you're able to watch Echoes tomorrow, check out tomorrow. And that, everybody have a fantastic good night, and happy Valentine's Day.
Bye!